Thank you very much. Before we get this party started tonight, I'd like to give a big shout out to my good buddy, Roman Reigns. He's probably sitting at home, more than likely, tuned into Monday Night Raw, tuned into the new WWE Heavyweight Champion, the real champion, Brock Lesnar. Get well soon, buddy. Now, South Carolina. Acknowledge me.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbower. You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks Podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
What's happening, everybody? Episode number 45 of the Sit Down Marks Podcast. Welcome, everybody. It's a brand new year. It's the very first podcast of the year, guys. You ready for 2022?
2022 is going to be different than 2021. I'm predicting it.
Well,
now.
If you want to say, WWE released like over 70 people last year, and they already released like 5 today, so we're on track.
And one of them is sacrilege. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. On the other hand, we haven't talked to you guys since last year, Marks. So, welcome back. Happy New Year, and we are excited to get the show started on this first podcast to start the year off of 2022.
Yes, we are. Let me introduce these fools to you here. Talking here. As right here, always helping to spread the good word of wrestling. I am your heel host, the Dirty Bird. That guy you just heard, he is from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme himself, editor and producer of the show, Primo. Happy New Year, fella.
Happy New Year. It's been a good one. How was you guys' New Year, AJ and DB?
You know,
we were greeted with some snow and ice.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Kurt had a good year. So, he had a good New Year. He, was doing things, celebrating.
He must be sad because he's not at home for the holidays.
No, he's still recovering from his good time. And yes,
they are referring to the Kurt Angle Trophy, the one and only championship belt, so to speak, here on the Sit Down Marks Podcast. And that guy right now is the current champion, straight out of your mama's kitchen, master of the forearm shark, assistant editor and producer of the show. What's going on, AJ? Welcome, buddy.
So, whose game is it? AJ's game, baby. 408 days as your Sit Down Marks champion. 2, I am no longer. I'm no longer the master. I have a forearm shark story if you guys would like to hear it.
Oh, did you watch it?
No, someone took that title from me because I was in Walgreens or CVS, one of the two. I can't remember which. They're the same store. And there was a gentleman in front of me, like not directly in front of me, like 2 people in front of me. And I don't know what he was buying because I don't like to pay attention to like what people are buying in front of me. I find it rude. So I was like, looking around, looking off in the distance. And all of a sudden I hear, wait, let me see if I can do this justice.
Oh boy.
Come out of this man's pants. And like to myself, I was like, whoa, he's the new master of the forearm shark because that was definitely, there's poo. There had to have been poo.
He said, you look like you're trying to mind your own business, but I got your attention now.
But, excuse me, sir.
Well, you definitely knew he was going back to buy toilet paper.
I just imagine God. AJ in line to check out, like purposely avoiding eye contact.
There was no avoiding it. He was wearing sweatpants. And it's like, oh.
You just see it just.
Oh my gosh!
Like, I had a mask.
So you're relinquishing the titles. What you're telling us?
I have to.
Yeah,
it was the most horrifying thing.
So you're just the driver of the Griff wagon now.
Yes, I am the driver of the Griff wagon right off a cliff.
The Griff chauffeur.
Oh, let us thank Jet Designs today for sponsoring the podcast. Go check out Jet Designs over on Facebook. He's got a Facebook page there. All the best custom die cast you want to need made there. He is your man. He'll hook you up with some sports logos as well. So go check him out. Tell him the Sit Down Marks podcast sent you. And Jet Designs is the man the man for custom diecast. He is the one to get it done for you. So if you need one for your organization, for your fantasy league, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your sister, anybody, an organization, a company, check him out, man. He can make it happen.
He's super talented. Like, I like looking at his stuff. Very talented guy.
Definitely so. I want to thank everybody listening right now on all the podcast platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. And you can also listen to us on SportzWire Online Radio Fridays at 6:15, right before the Thomas Bryce Show and throughout the week. If you like the pod, please tell a friend and leave us a great 5-star review on whatever platform you listen from. We really would appreciate it. Boys, talk, man. Let me tell y'all, man. 24 days to the Rumble.
Hell yeah!
That is, it's kind of coming into reality now that I mean, this card's starting to get set up. We're starting to see some matches. We'll be talking about that, later on. But
I will wear
around the corner, man.
I will wear a bubble to the Rumble if I have to. I will encase myself in a bubble. You guys can hop in if you want to. That's fine.
Right.
But I'm going to the Royal Rumble. I will not be deterred at all. I'll get a bubble, goddammit.
How you feeling, Primo?
We can go inside the bubble?
I mean, you two can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little bubble party.
No one will survive.
Bubble party?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to, walk around in tandem. I mean, we might look a little weird, but I'm okay with it. Like, if we're in a bubble.
That's not a bad idea.
Seems fine.
3 weeks and a couple days. 3 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks from Sunday, or from Saturday. It's on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes. All right, guys. For the pop of the pod this week, I got some inspiration. We got Hartenbower on the show today. He said he would love to have a rematch with this guy later on down the road, possibly on any promotion anywhere. Today's pop of the pod is the Mad King. You know him, Eddie Kingston.
See me staring at you, better not cool up. Cause the world is cold, but I'm on to love. I said the world is cold, but I'm on to love. Because the world is cold, but I'm on to love. If you see me staring at you, better not cool up. I said the world is cold, but
Eddie Kingston right there. Big, we're all big fans of his. Hartenbower wants a rematch with him, so I thought it'd be a nice one to have Eddie's. You don't get to hear it much because Eddie kind of flies to the ring and they cut it off,
Yeah. It's very Castlevania-y. I love it. It's very nice.
If DMX lived in a castle.
If DMX fought
like that's the way it kind of sounds. It's like, so waiting for a dog to go. Yeah, pretty wild. AJ, talk to us, man. What's going on this day in wrestling history and the birthdays, baby?
This day in wrestling history. Baby clothes. You can get those. Okay, that is last week's. Here we go. Today in wrestling history, which is January 5th. For all you marks, you're welcome, Primo. This one is, of course, I like to start these. This one is for Dirty over there while he was walking uphill to school, both directions in the snow. 1948.
Barefooted, don't forget.
Orville Brown.
I like that you do this because I had let me just say this. When I did this day in history, I had like a threshold of I wouldn't go past a certain time. You go
not me, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the 1800s last year.
Yeah, I want to know what happened in 1948.
1948, January 5th, 1948. Orville Brown defeats Sonny Myers in Des Moines, Iowa to win the NWA World Heavyweight title for the second time. This would, of course, lead to later on in July when the NWA would form proper in 1948 and name Orville Brown as its very first champion. Orville Brown.
First champion, yep.
Orville
Brown, yep.
Good old Orville Brown.
Something I know about Orville Brown is that.
Right after he helped build the airplane?
Yes.
That's right.
And invented popcorn.
Yeah, I know.
Also from North Carolina.
He was popcorn? Yeah, he invented popcorn too.
Yeah. The Wright brothers, I don't know if they were from North Carolina. They flew off the beach, though.
No, they're from North Carolina. It says first in flight.
See? Yeah. On our
that was December 3rd, I want to say, something like that.
All right.
It was the beginning of December. So now we're going to move ahead. Today. No, not today. We're going to move ahead 48 years to the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. During House Party 96, a young, fresh-faced Rob Van Dam makes his ECW debut, pinning Axel Rotten, whoever the fuck that is. I don't know who Axel Rotten is. Also on this card, the champion Sandman beats Conan. Sabu beats everyone's favorite Stevie Richards. Taz submits Hack Myers. And Mikey Whipcrack still fucking sucks.
You saw him. Did you call him Whipcrack?
We call him Whipcrack.
Mikey Wipe Crack.
Like, okay.
So now we move ahead another 14 years. This day in 2010, Generation Me debuts in TNA, defeating one of my favorite tag teams of all time, the Motor City Machine Guns. Do you guys know who Generation Me is?
That was the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks. Nick and Matt Jackson on this day.
Yes, it was.
Pinned Motor City Machine Guns in their TNA debut. Fan-fucking-tastic. Also,
they were baby bucks, I guess.
They looked like children.
That's yeah.
It was weird.
I know, right?
And then January 5th, 2022, AEW Dynamite makes its debut on TBS, kicking off the new era of Dynamite with Bryan Danielson and Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. No spoilers, because we're doing this right now, so we haven't watched it yet. That is today in wrestling history. Now on to birthdays. There was one birthday on January 5th, and it is Ultimate Solution, born in 1957. Do you guys remember Ultimate Solution at all?
Negative.
So he was a part of, remember the WCW where they had like the 3-tiered monstrosity cage, and it had like, well, the bottom tier of that Hogan and Macho had to make their way through was Zeus. And I'm sorry, he was called like Z Gangster in WCW.
Yeah,
fucking carnies. And and the aforementioned Ultimate Solution, which is the worst fucking wrestling name that you could ever give any. Ultimate Solution. Are you kidding me? He was born in 1957. On the 3rd, Jim Ross was born in 1952. Happy birthday on the 3rd to Jim Ross. And tomorrow, Conan, 1964. All that good stuff. That is today in wrestling history and birthdays.
Rowdy, Conan.
I hated Conan in WCW. Loved him everywhere else.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. All right, Primo, you're up, man. What's going on in the headlines? It got hot right before we went live here, man. What happened?
Yeah, so currently this weekend wrestling headlines. Tony Khan announced via his Twitter that Jake Atlas is now all elite.
Jake Atlas, huh?
Nice, okay.
After a dark match, he apparently impressed, and now he's with the company officially.
Cool.
Also in the AEW world, via Figure 4 Wrestling Online, Matt Jackson and Brandon Cutler are positive for COVID and will miss tonight's Dynamite.
None of these even surprise me anymore.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
And
like I want to be like, oh god, but it's like it's sad that
there's a new one every week.
Yeah.
In NWA news, Nick Aldis has confirmed on Busted Open Radio that he has re-upped his contract.
Yeah, I saw that. Good for Nick Aldis.
Still going to be the man over there.
Sticking around.
There's going to be a little mini Wyatt family reunion as Adam Scherr and Eric Redbeard are scheduled to take on the duo of Bully Ray and Enzo at Northeast Wrestling.
Enzo. Why is
January 22nd. So check this. This is pretty funny. So it's funny, but I feel bad because I feel like they're kind of picking on the kid. But so Brian Pillman Jr. posted an MMA training video on Twitter prepping for his match against Malachi Black.
Yep.
Black responds with, "Yeah, it's always good to show me what you're working on. Definitely not a dumb idea. Also, ducking the heel kick, genius." And then Daniel Garcia also chimed in and on the video and says, "Yeah, he's knocking you the fuck out again."
That was it.
Yeah, because the video was a working video. I don't know if y'all see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, all right, we're gonna do this. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It was like produced.
Yeah, it was slow at points. Yeah.
I love Daniel Garcia.
We have via NJPW New Japan Pro Wrestling's official website, NJPW1972.com, AXS TV has announced the return of New Japan Pro Wrestling to the network's lineup with classic episodes beginning January 20th in all new weekly programs premiering Thursday, March 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Fuck yeah, I read that and I got a little excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I love me some New Japan.
Add some Japanese wrestling to our weekly,
like what we can see. Yeah, because they used to do that before, and I was and that's when I was kind of keeping up with it, and then they were showing like programs that they were not as long. The matches weren't as long. They were like smaller versions of some of the matches. So they just kind of put them like condensed versions. Is what I was trying to say. So, but yeah, I'm glad to see it's coming back, and I think it's going to be on after Impact. I believe is the
right. I think that's accurate. It's going to be at 10 o'clock on Thursdays, so that sounds about right. PW Insider has reported that Matt Striker, speaking of Impact, is leaving Impact.
That made me sad.
Also,
he's been good with D'Lo, I think.
And here's the one we were talking about. The latest news as of now. It's actually an evolving subject. But as of the time that I wrote these notes down, PW Insider and Fightful had recently reported that WWE has gone on an NXT firing spree as they released William Regal, Road Dogg, Danny Burch, Ace Steel, Ranjan Singh, Brian Katz, and Scott Armstrong. When that's just to name a few, there's also some back office personnel that have also been released. So it's in that the name list seems to be evolving as time goes on. So there have been some more releases from WWE related to NXT.
William Regal. Like, how dare you? How dare you come?
Yeah, that's strange, dude.
Like, I don't care about any. I mean, I do care if people are released, but William Regal, like, it's right in his name. He's royalty. He's wrestling royalty. His name's Regal.
Right.
He's a man.
God damn. He's a man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like it just doesn't. Like it just seems like too much to be budget cuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I feel like there's something else. Are they for sale?
That's my guess.
That's what I keep going back to. I don't know.
I swear to God, if Nick
but
takes over,
a lot of these guys will, they'll follow other places if they want to keep going, especially Road Dogg. Like, we might see old New Age Outlaws. Except,
if you play that music right now, I will smash my computer screen.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah.
I love how VKM were babyface is just slut shaming. What's her name? The whole entire time. The crowd's like, yeah.
Christy Hemme?
Yes, Christy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What a joke of a fucking tag team. But he does look great nowadays. Whatever. Fuck you, Billy Gunn.
All right. DM us on Twitter at SitDownMarks and let us know where and when you listen to the podcast, and we will shout you out on the pod. Now it's time for AJ's favorite segment. What bad movie did AJ watch this week?
AJ's movie of the week.
I got a good one for you guys. So I made a list of all these movies that they're featuring like wrestlers or featuring wrestling. I came across one starring one Dolph Ziggler called, it's either Countdown or WWE countdown. I don't know if the WWE is in the title. Anyways,
that would be odd.
It is the greatest, worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Dolph Ziggler plays, I don't know his name. I kept calling him Detective Ziggly. And his boss is Lieutenant Kane. Again, name, I don't know his actual name in the movie, but it's Kane. And so the plot of this movie is that there are some Russians that kidnap a kid, and Dolph Ziggler has to find the kid who's strapped to a bomb. And, you know, there's money involved. All of that is irrelevant. What's relevant is, in the first 20 minutes, the drop-off point for the money to get the kid back that, you know, Detective Ziggles has to go to is at a WWE live event. So it's a complete shilling for it is the greatest thing ever. And it leads, like, there's this chase scene where Dolph Ziggler, which this led me to a whole host of paradoxes, where if WWE is real in this, you know, Countdown universe, does that mean that Dolph Ziggler is real in this universe? And like at one point, like Detective Ziggles.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I just happened to Google this movie.
Did you really?
One thing that pops up is a picture of Miro holding a gun.
Yes. So at one point, Dolph Ziggler's running after some Russian baddies, and Miro shoulder blocks him into the wall, and Ziggler drops his gun. Detective Ziggler, not Dolph Ziggler, the wrestler. And so Miro picks it up, and he's like, "Don't move." And Ziggler's like, "No, it's okay, I'm a cop." And Miro's like, "Show me your badge, It
makes it better because Miro is in his wrestling gear.
Yes, he is playing Rusev. Like he's Rusev. And Ziggler, I rewound this like 5 times. Ziggler goes, "Oh, hold on a second, I've got it right here." Bam. And then super kicks him and then runs off. That's the interaction. That's Miro great. With a gun, asking to see Detective Ziggler's badge. It's
it's awful, right? I know you don't recommend it. It's awful.
Oh no, but it is the greatest, worst movie ever. Like I am so I've done this like 10 weeks in a row now where I've watched shitty movies with a couple of good ones thrown in there. I recommend this one more than any. It is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. At one point, Dolph Ziggler he breaks into a Russian embassy and kidnaps a Russian consulate and like stabs him with it's like, you sir are going to Russia and are going to get hanged because, oh my God, you just attacked a Russian diplomat. And then he breaks out of a police station using his Dolph Ziggler moves. He does a famouser at one point. It is pure. It is 123 or it's 100. How long is it? It's like an hour and 23 minutes. 83 minutes of pure unadulterated nonsense. Go watch it. 12 thumbs up.
Yep.
Amazing.
Right, let's get to talking about what we're going to talk about here.
More countdown.
Today we got our WWE Day 1 reactions. We're going to talk about what all went down down in Atlanta. Also, we got our Impact Hard to Kill predictions coming up. I'm going to read off that card. And then we're going to begin our Royal Rumble month by reviewing the classic 1992 Royal Rumble. That is definitely my favorite Rumble of all time for reasons we'll get to later. Also, our guy Hartenbower is back. He's back to talk AAW, his 2022 goals, and we also talk about the big Zawa show coming up this weekend where he's going to defend that title and more. But AJ, before we get to what's going on here, tell the masses where can they get that Marks merch, because we do have merch, you know.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Yeah. I'm gonna do this whole thing like Bobby's mom from Bobby's World.
Bobby's World, I'm good.
You can get. I can't do accents. How do you do a Minnesota accent?
Do it.
You can get your Marks merch at tpublic.com/stores/SitDownMarks. That's tpublic.com/stores/SitDownMarks for all your baby clothes needs. That was baby clothes, eh? That was ridiculous. I apologize to anyone who is from Minnesota or Southern Canada or anywhere up there. I apologize profusely. That was horrendous. But go buy our stuff. All the money that we make from said merchandise.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big B.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening
to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right. As AJ was saying, all that we make from our Marks merch goes back into the pod to help us bring you more entertainment and more wrestlers and, all that good stuff. So thank you for supporting the show.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for reining me in. Sometimes that needs to happen.
All right, so let's get started with the weekly recap here. I'm going to start you guys off as usual with the indie roundup here in the Midwest and all about here. So I want to start off with this is what's going on the weekend of January the 7th, which is the first technically weekend of wrestling now. A few companies are getting a backup started. So only got a few things here for you today, but I wanted to circle back, guys. AAW had the big Unstoppable pay-per-view last Thursday. Our guy Hartenbower was there. He represented as usual. We'll talk about that, but they dealt with some stuff other guys did too, guys. Their main event completely was out. Matt Fitchett did not make it. Rich Swann did not make it. So there was no AAW heavyweight title. And then also Lady Frost was not able to make it. So they had to make some adjustments. But I tell you what, man, this card ended up being fire, man. It was so good. So, well, I just want to read you some things that happened, or just let you guys know what happened. It's still available on Fight TV for replay. I can't recommend it enough. It was a really good show. The main event ended up being Josh Alexander versus Ruby Soho. But to kick off the show, I haven't done this in a while, but get ready. The guy that won the scramble match was Jake. What's my name?
Something.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Won the scramble match, and then right next up was Ren Jones.
Time.
What's that?
I said it has been a long time since you did that.
It has.
It really has been.
I was doing it because Jake was on Impact. He hasn't been on there lately, so doing good over there in AAW is that Jake.
Get him on the show.
That's right. Ren Jones and Christy Jones beat Storm Grayson and Sky Blue. Next up, which was my favorite match of the night, Juice Robinson beat Silas Young. I'm a big Juice Robinson fan. He come out in the full garb. I think I sent you guys the Snapchats of him coming to the ring. So that was a great match. Shaft and Fred Yehi. Looks like that's going to be a grudge match. Those guys tore each other apart, ended up in a DQ, and Fred Yehi basically started trying to pull Shaft's teeth out. So that
gross.
Was kind of biggest, coolest story of the night. Ace Austin, after all that he's been through with the fire and getting back into wrestling, he had a really big night. He is your new AAW Heritage title champion after beating Hakeem Zayn, who was the former champion, and Myron Reed in a three-way. So that was pretty awesome. And then we seen our guy Hartenbower. He come out with John E. Bravo and Davey Vega. Who Davey Vega was actually wrestling that night against Alex Zane. So basically, Hartenbower was there to make sure Vega got the win, and Vega got the win.
Hell yeah!
Hartenbower did what he was supposed to do. So next up was always makes me laugh. Coda Jacobs, one of the newer wrestlers on the scene. He's kind of got this political gimmick that he's the brighter future in wrestling. So what happens to guys like him in AAW? They send, not Hook, they send Russ Jones. Good God. So Russ Jones comes out and completely obliterates this man and squashes him, wins the match. Hammerstone and Ace Perry retained the tag team titles against ACH and Jossie, who was this was another great match. The fans really wanted ACH and Jossie to win this, but they did not. But anyway, that takes us to the main event, which was pretty awesome. It was well known and well talked about that Ruby Soho was coming into this match with a really bad shoulder. Josh took care of her. They still had one of the best matches I've seen probably in the last few months in AEW. Man, it was a really great match. Can't recommend it enough. They make me squint. They make me draw up at the end because Josh Alexander beat Ruby Soho after an avalanche pile driver. And I was like, yeah. So anyway, but amazing card. Everybody really put on a heck of a show that night. We even seen Sabotage Sean that me and AJ talked to at Iron Spirit Pro. He got on the show earlier. Yeah, so he was on there as well. So that was pretty cool. But what's going on this week? Not really much, like I said. I just kind of remind you guys that NWA is going to be is kind of coming back. They're trying to circle everything back because they've been kind of all over the place. You haven't known where to watch them lately, basically. So now they're going to on Tuesdays. They're going to be on Power is going to be on Fight TV and YouTube on Fridays, and then they're going to have a show called NWA USA on Saturdays, which is going to be on Fight TV and YouTube. So still, getting all that together. So they're trying to come in more of a relationship with Fight TV and YouTube as well. So, all right, last thing is we're going to talk about this later on after we talk to Hartenbower. Is Zawa Live Wrestling this Saturday night, January the 8th, in Sterling, Illinois, at the Moose Lodge. The card is called Speak to Me, and it is sponsored by your boys here at the Sit Down Marks. We're going to be breaking that show down here later after the Hartenbower interview, so stay tuned for that. Looking forward to that big show this weekend. All the great folks out there at Sterling. Looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a great card out there, so all right, let's move on here. That's all I got for the indies here, guys. So, all right, so let's get to those day one results here, Primo, man. Let's talk about what happened down in Atlanta for WWE day one, brother.
Yes, let's talk about this.
All right, let's talk about what happened down in Atlanta for WWE day one. So let's start off the night. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre won, of course, like we said.
Yeah.
Sure.
I thought it was a decent match for Madcap, though.
Honestly, I mean, Drew McIntyre will make he'll make anyone look good. He's real. I love Drew McIntyre.
You're right.
I just don't want to see him in the title picture. But yeah, that's just a minor gripe.
WWE Hall of Famer Edge versus The Miz. And we had Edge win via the return of his wife, the Glamazon.
She looks great, by the way.
How about the hair?
The Viking hair, yeah.
I liked it.
That's pretty cool.
She put "Go Big" or something like that. So
I like it.
It reminded me of
Johnny Drip Tip.
Yes, Johnny Drip Tip.
No, it didn't.
She totally ripped him off, man. That's his gimmick.
No, it reminded me.
Maybe it's an homage to Johnny Drip Tip.
No, it was an homage to Horizon
Zero
Dawn.
The
video game.
I like that. That's good.
That's what I thought when I saw it. Yeah. I was like, I love this.
The Dripazon?
I need to watch
the Dripazon. No, I hate that.
The Glamour Drip?
Moving on.
Yes.
Raw Tag Team Title match: The Street Profits versus RK Bro, and we did not call this correctly because RK Bro retained.
Yeah, we did not.
Yeah, we didn't.
That's okay. We didn't. I feel like we didn't call a lot of this correctly.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll talk about it at the end. But there were some changes on this card due to COVID-related issues. But next up, we had the SmackDown Tag Team Title match: The New Day versus the Usos.
The Usos.
The Usos retained as they beat King Woods and Sir Kofi.
Pretty good match, though.
Yeah.
They can't have bad
They always have a good match. that they are guaranteed. WWE Intercontinental Title match: Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Did not happen. Did not happen.
Thank you for throwing that in there.
It's moved to Friday, actually.
Yeah, they didn't do it, did they? Nope.
No. Yeah, after the whole thing was over, I was like, wait, did they forget one? Because they never talked about it. At least I don't remember them talking about it because I was busy. I was multitasking, watching it, and playing video games at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
That was the one match I was actually looking forward to. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke. And
did y'all see Maurice fall, by the way? Or did y'all see Maurice slip going to the ring?
Yes, she recovered nicely.
Yeah, it looked like she got pissed at Miz for laughing.
I did like that. Fuck you, Maurice.
He's got to go home with her, so he's got to behave.
Raw women's to the bank.
Raw women's title match. We had Liv Morgan taking on the champion, big time Becky Lynch, and yeah, go ahead.
Liv Morgan had that spot of the night in this match, I thought, where she did that flippy power bomb thingy off the top rope.
Oh yeah. Where she turned. It was like a sunset flip.
Yeah, but she turned and I love that.
The one where she crumbled off the table.
No, but that looked painful.
Yes.
So we had the original main event for day one was the Universal title match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. However, due to COVID related issue, Roman Reigns was not able to attend day one, which then in their wisdom, WWE management decided to, for some reason, add Brock Lesnar to the WWE title match that was already a fatal four-way, and it was between Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and the champion Big E. Now adding in Brock Lesnar to make it a fatal five-way. And so Baby Lashley, the Almighty. Actually, now granted, they had to do something with Brock. I guess I don't know why they put him in this title match, but I was waiting for the spot. Like I said, I was multitasking during this, but I saw that they made Bobby Lashley look really good. Obviously Seth and Kevin Owens were doing a lot of teamwork. Big E was starting to shine. He looked like he was going to come up with the victory. And then I blinked for a second and Brock Lesnar wins. He's the new WWE.
All right, let's hear it.
He's the new WWE champion, and at that time, obviously, I text you guys my immediate reaction. Hold on, I can probably go back because it wasn't that long ago, and
Atlanta loved Brock, did they not?
They did. They
did, dude. He was over here. I don't know. I wasn't surprised. It kind of makes sense now. I hope it.
What the fuck? Dumb WWE. LOL. Of course, AJ asked me, what do they do? In a panic state. I could tell he was panicking. What happened?
I was panicked. I was a word oh, God.
And I said, simply, Brock is the new WWE champion.
And what was my response to that? You're fucking
Yeah, you're joking. You're joking. So, back to that. After my initial reaction, it's still, storyline wise, it still makes zero fucking sense.
I hate it.
Absolutely zero sense. Now, right now, I hate that I love Brock Lesnar.
This is kind of what I have on it too.
Right. So I gotta say that, here lately I have been cheering for Brock.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself not being too mad at it after Raw. And however, my immediate reaction was still, what the fuck? Because it doesn't make sense. And it makes basically the entire storyline the last month or so that those four other guys were building up completely fucking wasted.
Yep, done for him.
Waste of time.
So my problem with it is, after I had the same initial reaction, I'm like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? However, the match was good, and I'm with you. I kind of love Brock Lesnar right now. Like, my problem is, like, I like the parts of WWE. I like the parts of WWE right now more than the sum, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Because I think that, so Brock Lesnar is the WWE champ. Roman Reigns is the Universal champ. They're most likely going to do a champ versus champ match at WrestleMania. So is the Royal Rumble just completely insignificant now? Is someone going to win it and be like, I want to go for the IC title? Like, what consequences are for the Rumble?
I didn't think about that versus the Royal Rumble. You know, I was kind of thinking, man, are we going to see 2 unification titles because Becky keeps winning? Becky, Charlotte unify, Brock, Roman unify, but yeah, it kind of negates the Royal Rumble. Then, yeah. So I don't think that makes sense now.
The only thing that I could think of that would have it make sense is, one, if Austin Theory wins and then goes for the NXT title, which would piss everyone off, or 2, someone like AJ Styles or, fingers crossed, Finn Balor wins it and then enters a triple threat match with Brock and Roman. And just gets all the heat, all of it.
Sure.
All in their guts and bellies.
Yeah. Only want a Brock Roman champ versus champ if it's a unification title. Not just to like hold both belts and then and then on down the road, like Roman holds it for a while and then they ended up, relinquishing it, let somebody else have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make it one belt then.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I would be told. But, yeah, as soon as Brock won, I thought this Heyman storyline, they're feeding right into it. This is the only thing I would say they're going to, do it. But, man, Big E took the pin.
Oh, I hated that. Poor Big E.
took the pin. And, you know what I mean? To kind of, like, say, this is making a statement coming back, kind of deal. So, yeah. But I tell you, Atlanta did not like Becky. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not, but they did not like Becky. She got 0 pop, and I think they were just kind of probably more pro Liv than Becky.
It almost seemed like they were just indifferent to the match altogether because it was pretty quiet, like during that match.
Yeah, well, a lot of them thought they were going to see Roman.
Yeah, that's true.
But
another Brock Lesnar championship. Woof.
You can't see the ones. Yep.
So I saw a stat today that said, because I guess he had the most recently, his recent reign was with the Universal title.
Mm-hmm.
So now Brock has officially held the WWE championship in 3 different decades.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
that. One of them was without the tattoo.
One of them was exactly 20 years ago at SummerSlam.
Wait, was that pre-dick chest tattoo?
Yeah, pre-dick chest tattoo.
Okay.
Now, granted, I take that back because I feel like Brock Lesnar would pop all of our heads off our necks, but
yeah,
without even trying, he wouldn't have to stand up.
You know why I like
nice
Brock
now.
You know why I like Brock right now? It's because he is number one. He's hilarious.
He is pretty funny.
He just reminds me of like a good old boy, like just a regular. Because I'm from the country, and I'm just used to these types of people like him who are just like real funny, but they're blunt and they're also ass kickers. You know what I mean?
corn fed.
Yeah.
Right. Corn fed. And what's funny too is like all these pictures on social media, here's Brock with the hockey team somewhere. And, I seen Brock at a show. He took a picture with me and, Brock walking into the arena.
Yeah, he's doing something a normal human being does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, yeah. And like, it's the pictures now. It's like, we never saw this stuff before. You know what I mean? It's great. It's
kind of like when Undertaker first started doing interviews.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best, rate it.
The day one?
The pay-per-view. Yeah.
4.
No, I won't go that low.
See, I would like match by match. I would give it a 7.
There are 2 matches
together.
2 matches that I really, really enjoyed on it. Where the Fatal 5-Way. I actually thought was a overall fun match to watch.
I thought it was great.
And the SmackDown Tag Title match. Those two matches.
I like that.
Made me stop doing what I was doing over here on this other screen.
Pay attention.
And pay attention.
See,
all the other ones, I was like, oh, that one's over. Okay.
I liked Liv and Becky too. I like that match. So
I thought it was a good pay-per-view.
I see, but I hated the whole of it. So that's why overall 3.
I think
individually 7.
And maybe that too. Maybe the whole thing put like a dampen on it for me, like the whole situation with the card changing and
they had to sidestep.
But also, I don't think like it's not going to. Maybe because it was a stat card, and I still don't understand why they had Drew. Was Sammy or Shinsuke sick or something?
They didn't say anything about
it. Because I don't understand why they had that match off the card and Drew McIntyre and Madcap on the card.
Because Madcap.
Yeah. Well, let me say this though.
I don't even remember who was on the pre-show.
Was there a pre-show?
Yes. It was. I think it was Rich Holland.
Oh yeah, Cesaro. Oh yeah, that's when he got his nose broke, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Ricochet broke his nose. Okay.
Yep.
Jesus.
I'll say this though. This was a good pay-per-view. Like I give it a decent 7 because it had a lot of good matches on it. And this is the way I always judge pay-per-views. How did they send us home, boys? They send us home pretty shocked. They send us home kind of scratching our heads, kind of like, whoa, we were popped a little bit, whether it be for a good or bad, It made us, be like, made us start thinking again. So I don't know.
Well,
when it's good like that at the end,
it had me like legitimately questioning who the fuck was running WWE.
Me too. I was
like, dude, did these guys go to college? Or like they don't have a bit of intellect right now, but whatever. Yeah. Moving on. Overall, this is what I will say. In between whatever last pay-per-view we had in December, I don't remember anymore.
No pay-per-view in December.
Nothing at all.
Last one was Survivor Series.
Okay.
Do you remember it was supposed to be TLC in December, and then they?
Okay. Well, I will say this was a good. I wouldn't say palate cleanser, but a good like appetizer before a Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Story starter.
Like if they do the same thing next year, it's like, okay, we get this little mini pay-per-view. Because I don't even think of, because it's never been I guess because we never really seen it before. To me, it's not technically, to me it was just like an event. So like I don't even feel like it was a real pay-per-view. But maybe if they make it an official pay-per-view yearly, then it would be like, okay, well, before we go to Royal Rumble every year, we'll get this little day one thing.
Yeah.
Where we get a forced storyline just so it can happen at New Year.
If it's an appetizer, it's a poop sandwich.
Yeah. So let's move on to Monday Night Raw. As we heard in the intro, Brock Lesnar is your new WWE champion. He said, shout out to his boy Roman because
I love that.
The new champ is here, the real champ, and I can't. As someone who is an advocate for the WWE Championship and not the Universal Championship,
I'm on your board.
I agree so much with that.
Me too.
That the real champion is there. But anyway, he says, so Raw kicks off with Paul Heyman appearing in the ring. He announces himself as the advocate for the reigning defending WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and welcomes him to the ring. Brock does a shout out to Roman Reigns and tells him, get well soon. Then he says he's the real champion. And he tells Carolina, acknowledge me, like we all heard.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah, I know that. Hey, if you're from North or South Carolina, there's a line.
That's why I said just Carolina, because in my notes I wasn't sure, but earlier I heard
they were in Greenville, which there's a Greenville in both, but this one was in South Carolina.
Is it like Springfield and Shelbyville? Like they hate each other, and steal their lemon trees. And...
Is this the Simpsons?
I haven't made a Simpsons reference in a long time.
Thanks for clarifying.
Shake harder, boy.
Yeah. So Paul says Roman is vulnerable without his special counsel. He says 1 week without a special counsel, and he ends up sidelined with Corona.
What a great line.
It was.
Yeah. The other thing that happened on Monday Night Raw was the actual Fatal 4-Way that was supposed to happen for the WWE Championship was now to decide who could be the number one contender and face Brock at the Royal Rumble. And that, of course, was between Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and the almighty Bobby Lashley. After a hard-fought Fatal 4-Way, though, Bobby Lashley wins and will face Brock at the Rumble. So us three will be live and in person to get to see Brock versus Lashley.
Dream match.
Two beasts just, locking up. After the match, Brock is asked for a comment. He says, "Tell Roman I'll see him Friday on SmackDown."
Yeah. What a cunty thing to say. I love it.
One other thing that happened on Raw, and I'll let it go to you guys. This is all I put. Oh, and one of the greatest superstars of the past 20 years was buried by Omos.
Oh, bad. Like, bad. That doesn't look good for your Royal Rumble prediction.
Like a first ballot Hall of Famer. One of the best in the past 20 years, easily.
Yes.
Was destroyed by fucking Omos.
We're trying to get him over.
It didn't work because the crowd was
trying to get him over.
Silent. There were no
almost.
There was no anything.
Why would they do that?
It's not gonna work, dude. You're not with AJ Styles.
Well, yeah. If we're trying to get him heat, yes, it will work. You guys are already mad.
But the crowd silent.
I'm not mad because of that. I'm mad because I'm like, why would you do that to somebody who has that much of a career?
Mm-hmm.
He should. That's the type of thing that should even be on his radar. That shouldn't happen to him.
Yeah, but they're doing the tag team breakup.
Yeah, and I get that. But he should have been able to chicken shit, kick him in the balls or something. And run.
Yeah, sure.
Not an absolute squash.
Moving on to so we all think of Raw. That was Raw.
Yeah, I got a few notes for it. Randy and Riddle probably did my favorite promo of all time yet. Riddle told Randy, he said, "Dude, it's gonna be so sick. One more rappers," and I lost it. After he was they were doing little raps back and forth with each other. It's hilarious. The other thing I said was, I'm so sick of this 24/7 filler.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, did you see
when
Dana
did it
Brooke
become
and
an
Reggie's
intergender
entrance?
thing?
Yeah,
like a month ago.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Dana Brooke's entrance where she did the handstand on the apron?
Yeah,
of the
she
ring?
fell.
Yeah, she fell.
I was gonna say she's gonna botch that. She keeps doing it.
Well, she already did.
She did. Yeah, she's like 0 for 1.
Yeah. I thought Becky's promo was pretty clever. She said, "Love me or hate me, I make you feel." I thought it was pretty good. Nobody's really kind of cut one like that in a long time, so I thought it was very clever. And I'm not even a Becky fan. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Back to the RK Bro thing. Did you watch that live? Because I watched it live, or did you DVR it?
No, I DVR'd it.
So, what's funny about that is Riddle comes into the frame, and then they go to commercial. And then they come back from commercial, and then it's like that never happened. And Riddle comes and they do that all over again. Yeah.
Try again. Yeah.
Amazing.
Last I got two things. Liv's shoes. She's lucky she didn't break her ankle. Like on those big Kiss things. Thunder boots she's got on.
Thunder boots.
I kept thinking she was going to roll her ankle. They were very big sole. The last thing was, okay, this is just poor, maybe, I don't know, poor camera work and poor on Nikki's part. Okay, so Nikki ASH, she is a superhero in training, right? And they're playing
She's
her.
almost a superhero.
Almost superhero, right? Yeah, to do this good girl kind of gimmick, right? And as soon as she gets pinned, the camera goes right to her face, and she goes, "Fuck."
I did not notice
You
that.
know,
That is awesome.
I was like, "Oh, come on, man!" I'm like, "Geez, the one supposed to be pure wholesome gimmick here is
no,
not
fuck
really
that.
good." But yeah, all right, that was all I had for Raw.
I got nothing. Again, I like the individual parts. I hate the sum of it a lot. I love the 4-way match.
I also love that Brock grabbed the steel steps and threw him in the ring. So he could stand on the podium.
Yeah.
I loved Brock's promo. I loved Paul Heyman's promo. I loved the Fatal 4-way match.
Yeah, I was at first I was like, oh man, because I thought that when we got up on the podium, I was like, "Fuck, man," because now we don't get to see Brock talk anymore.
Oh yes,
and
we
I was
do.
Like, but he did. I was like, "Yes,"
and it was just as good as always.
Right? Yeah. So I thought that he was just going to go back to the mouthpiece, but no.
Brock likes people now.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so like I gotta give it to him. I've never not been a fan of Brock Lesnar. Like I like Brock Lesnar even when he was in the UFC. Like I've always liked Brock Lesnar. My problem is I just didn't like when he was like the Universal Champ and would leave for months.
For months at a time and not be on.
Right, that's my problem. But as of right now, we've seen him almost every week because it's WrestleMania season. But it's funny right now.
Yeah.
However, moving on to NXT, we have outside of the New Year's Evil results. I will get to this first. AJ versus Grayson Waller has been made for next week's main event. And
the Swiss wheelchair.
And the Dusty Cup returns in 2 weeks.
Good. I like
okay,
the Dusty
so
Cup.
Obviously I love Dusty, but they never do this tournament justice. It's always lame. Like, the first year was great. Now it's like
who won it last year?
Yeah, they throw
MSK.
tag teams together.
MSK, that's right.
They throw tag teams together to win it. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor won
Finn
one
Balor,
year. Yeah. Like if they are hardcore, like let's have an awesome
Didn't
tag team
DIY win once? No, they were just
no. They were an actual tag team that were awesome.
That one, Authors of Pain, won 1 year.
Authors of Pain, yeah.
Okay. I remember Authors of Pain.
Let's get to the actual New Year's Evil results. We had. Thank you.
What you drinking there?
Yeah, this is Pop a Top.
Where's your Mountain Dew? $10 Mountain Dew.
They're all fresh out of redneck water around here.
So you drink just Coke? $10 Coke.
There's I remember a myth when I was in school, the elementary, that yellow number 5 or whatever it is they have in Mountain Dew would make your pee-pee small.
I almost spit my Starbucks. That'll be $10 Starbucks.
You spit out 10. You spit. That was $10.
No, I almost did.
What?
Right. So, New Year's Evil results to start off with the North American Championship versus Cruiserweight Championship for the Championship Unification match.
Championship.
Right. Carmelo Hayes versus Roderick Strong.
Okay.
The winner was Carmelo Hayes. He is now your North American Cruiserweight Champion. I don't know what they're going to call that, actually. Are they eliminating one? I don't know what they're doing. The
Titantron said Unified North American Champion. I wrote that down, too, because I was confused, too. But that's what the Titantron said. Okay.
Do you think Roderick Strong is sad? Like, looking at
the
rest of Undisputed Era?
Is he leaving, too? They took the belt off of him. Is he leaving, too?
I have no idea. I haven't heard a single thing about his contract or anything. I don't care about Roderick Strong. Like, whatever.
Hot take. I don't care to see the Undisputed Era all together in AEW. Let's do something else with them. We've seen them. Let's do Adam Cole as a single. Let Red Dragon be a tag. I don't want to see the Undisputed Era horse shit. They ran that ground forever.
Hot take. Yellow number 5 does make your pee-pee small.
On the reverse side of that,
the scientist has spoken.
Science.
I actually do want to see Undisputed come back because I just feel like they would be great they're such a great matchup to have a war with the Elite.
Oh, that's a coming. Coming.
After that, okay, break them up. I don't care, but I just want to see that.
Yeah, you just want to see them wrestle new people. I get it.
Yeah,
because they're just good. They're a unit. The way they function.
You said unit.
Yellow number 5 will make a unit small.
Unit.
I like unit. It's a good word. I wish my nickname was the Big Unit.
I mean, we could change it to Dirty Unit.
This is a moment of glory.
So, MSK and Riddle faced off against Imperium, and MSK and Riddle won with an RKO, mind you.
Yeah. Big
I
one,
love
too.
that Riddle uses the RKO. But what's he doing on NXT?
He was the shaman.
I know, but why?
He was the shaman.
What up, bro? What up, bro?
What up, bro?
I love Walter, by the way. He's such a throwback. You know, I love the respect the mat kind of gimmick. You know, man, he should be WWE. Like, at least, like, being the title run. You know, like, I mean, he was a UK champ for, like, a long time, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You bring him over here, man.
I'm sure he will.
I dig him. He'd be a great heel, man. He'd be a great heel. He was.
We had the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship between Mandy Rose and Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez. Mandy Rose retained her championship with just a regular roll-up pin.
I don't know why that hit me late, but that was funny. Did y'all feel like Cora? Exactly. Did y'all feel like Cora Jade kind of was out of place here in this match a little bit?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. She, I don't know. Yeah, like
Yes.
she didn't fit in here a little.
Let's get to the main event. The one thing at NXT 2.0 New Year's Evil that everybody's actually talking about. Braun Breaker versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship.
Braun.
So,
Lanny.
Braun Breaker wins via the Steiner Recliner.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
And new NXT champion Braun Breaker. And after the show went off the air, his dad came in the ring.
Nice.
With him.
Did they show that?
It was a WWE exclusive on YouTube.
Oh, was it? Okay. See, I missed that, but that was the only thing I liked about that was that he did the Steiner Recliner. I was like, because you know,
and Rick was there after the fact, and they were woofing together.
Dope.
Like,
that's
cool. I know I've been ragging on Braun Breaker for the past since 2.0 started, but I liked this. I did. I was like, this is good.
Dude did a standing moonsault.
It was so impressive.
Yeah. It was a decent changing of the guard kind of match. It was awesome, man. It was. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I don't, Braun with a mic, doesn't interest me at the moment. But hopefully that would change. I mean, yeah, dude can wrestle, and you can tell his dad, showed him the ropes. But yeah, so. Now that Ciampa is not the NXT champion, the best thing in NXT is Andre fucking Chase.
I agree. Yes.
Chase U is awesome. That's awesome. Like, they can do so much with that storyline.
We're going to see the Black Heart in the Royal Rumble?
That would be cool.
By the way, man, he's getting old, man. Got to get him in there.
I heard that, I can't remember who said it, but Braun Breaker is apparently, like, super awesome backstage. Like, he's just helpful. He doesn't give a shit who his dad is. Like, he has no nepotistic like feelings or anything like that. I guess he's just awesome to work with.
He's just a genuinely good dude.
Yeah,
That's good to hear, man. Always good to hear those kind of stories.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I wish I could remember
that makes me like him more, because I do really like the guy. And I just how long has it been? How long has NXT 2.0 been a thing?
Yeah. I mean,
5 months.
As Primo stated before, we like for the guys to kind of get in line and and work their way up. They kind of want to do a changing of the guard, and here's a guy with some lineage in his name, and he looks like $1 million. Hopefully we can get him to talk better.
I mean, it's like
but it's changing of the guard.
It's just, we all know he's a second generation, and it's just like back in the day. What did we always hear with The Rock and Randy Orton? Third generation superstar. Third generation
superstar.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and they're like I said 2.0, so they were changing over everything. So makes sense. So we'll see where they go with it from here. So is that all you got for NXT there? Anybody else?
No.
No, that was the end of NXT.
AJ, AEW, what happened?
So AEW, Dynamite and Rampage, the New Year's Smash. So I lump this all together because I watched them both back to back. So I don't know. I don't remember which part was on which show. So we're just going to start with Jericho returns. He returns after Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz have a match against 2.0 and Daniel Garcia.
This is Dynamite.
Dynamite. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, okay. I wrote them reverse for some reason. Okay, anyways, the story of this match is that Jericho returns after, his month cruise where he just plays music. And it looks like they're going to start a program with Jericho and Eddie Kingston. Which, hell, can you imagine the mic battles that they're going to have? It's going to be phenomenal. So that was cool.
I like how they did that. I like how when Jericho came out for the save, Eddie's like, "What the fuck are you doing out here? Like, I didn't ask for your help." But then at the same time, obviously Santana and Ortiz are in the
inner circle.
But then obviously Eddie's like, "Well, these are my boys."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
right.
It was great. I believe
interesting matchup, Eddie and Jericho, which is funny because I listened to Eddie on Jericho's podcast a while back.
It's gonna be great. I believe 2.0 Daniel Garcia got the win, by the way. Up next, Wardlow storyline is progressing, and I love it. So the stipulation is now that any championship opportunity that Wardlow gets has to go to MJF, and Wardlow's getting over. Like he really is. He's still just doing squash matches, but he's getting over. Up next, we have the CM Punk promo, which it was his first time in Jacksonville, and, he knocks it out of the park, obviously. But what was interesting about it is the fact that they're putting off the MJF feud. Apparently. They're going to save it for God knows when, summer pay-per-view or something.
I mean, Revolution ain't until March. First of March, yeah.
So they're kind of putting it on the back burner while keeping it still there. I think that is super smart, and I like that they did that. Like, don't give everything away. Like, save something for that big match feel. Up next, Jade Cargill versus Thunder Rosa in the TBS Championship semifinals. Jade Cargill wins over Thunder Rosa. And for the first time, you can see how green Jade Cargill really is because she's in there with an actual opponent and not just an enhancement jobber.
Right. I thought she looked better. I thought she did better.
She did.
Her stiffness is gone a little away.
A little. Not much, but a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was, then there was the Orange Cassidy and Best Friends versus Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, which Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly won. I don't have much to say about that match, really. So then we move over to Rampage, and it was Darby Allin versus, listen. God, I hate him.
Oh,
he's awful.
I want to say this. Did you see that he put on Twitter that he's one of the first judges of the Bryan Danielson and Hangman
Fuck
thing?
Right off.
Which it obviously probably not.
No.
He put it on Twitter.
I refuse to acknowledge anything that he does is funny. I do. Anthony Bowen's great too. Like, he looked good in this match. Darby Allin gets the win.
He's a good wrestler.
Holy shit! Up next, the Bunny and Penelope Ford versus my girl Tay Conti and Anna Jay.
Was this a death match?
It was a fucking death match. Oh my god! And did they knock it out of the park?
Was it just a regular one or a Texas one or
just a good old fashioned death
usually
match?
Death matches have to happen in Texas for some reason. So
I know, which is
right.
weird.
Yeah, that's where it was perfected. I believe, right?
Yeah.
But this is brutal. They were bloodied and disgusting. There were bottles, fucking thumbtacks, which is my least favorite spot in death matches.
Botches.
Fucking razor wire, lots of botches. Was it Penelope? Was it Penelope Ford that was just pissing blood out of her face, and it looked awesome because she was like all crazy looking? And
no, that was the bunny.
The bunny, yeah, it was the bunny.
Yeah,
that's right. It was great. Like, it was well done. You four.
Penelope was the one that botched the moonsault or whatever, and like crumbled.
Yes, she was. Yeah. But all four of them, they fucking gave it their all, and They knocked it out of the park. It was one of the better death matches I remember seeing.
Yeah, they let him go, man. They let him go. And it was like I wanted him to do so good, but it was kind of like hard to look away. I was like, please don't, mess up. But because this was kind of some of the I love have you ever noticed too, like we might have talked about this before. Was it Tay Conti and what's her name? Like they got that like Mortal Kombat. It's like the entrance music. It's like fight. Tay, whatever the other girl's name is. But anyway, they kind of got some cool interest music. Maybe I'll do that one, Pop of the Pod sometime. But it was a pretty cool 2 shows. Did you guys see Cody's shirt?
I did. Well, no, actually, no, I didn't because I skipped the Cody Rhodes and Ethan Page match. I wanted
it said
nothing
like
to do
base
with
heel.
It.
It was like a checkbox kind of thing. So box.
So he's playing into it.
Box heel, and then the other one he checks. It says winner.
Winner. That's all it says. Winner.
See, that annoys me. I'm annoyed with that.
Yeah, my last note of that was that Ego, I think, would be a good TNT champ. Ethan Page. Ethan Page.
He lost.
Yeah. But I think he would be a good one on down the road.
I don't know. I have no idea who's. I think Jungle Boy is going to be the next one to take it. I think it's time for him to get a belt.
Yeah, you don't think they'll get tag titles first though?
No, I don't. No. I wish they would, but I don't.
Aren't they getting a shot like soon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they're getting the rub right now a little bit for the challengers, and we haven't seen the Lucha Brothers in a little while.
It's been a couple of weeks since we saw them. But yeah, that's what I had for AEW Dynamite and Rampage. Happy New Year's Smash.
All right, good deal. All right, well, my turn. Let's get to Impact here. Looks like it went a little bit out of order. My bad.
How dare you, Lanny?
Yeah, Impact here, though. Basically, they just said that 2022 is 20 years of TNA Impact Wrestling. And a couple of notes that I seen here when they came on the show. TJP and Josh Alexander, their match at before the Impact, like the shows they were doing before the show came on, was the match of the year. So basically, I'm gonna read the Hard to Kill card here for you boys and see what you guys think of who's going to win this one coming up. It was another recap show, so basically, they just pushed these matches here. So, all right, so we got 8 matches on the card. First up, Primo, Good Brothers, Violent by Design versus Heath, Rhino, Edwards, Willie Mack, and Swan. Who do you think comes out on top with that one? They're calling it the Hardcore War.
Why is it like? There's 3 people in Violent by Design, right?
Yep. So
I'm gonna give it to the heels.
There you go. All right, next up, AJ, we got the Knockouts Tag Team titles. The Inspiration versus the Champions versus the Iconics. Yep. Versus the Influence, which is Tenille Dashwood and Madison Rain. You think the tag champs retain here?
Oh yes. They're not going to take it off Inspiration anytime soon. That was their big get,
Yeah, it was.
However long ago. So no, leave the belts on.
It was. All right, AJ, I'm going to stay here with you too. Featured match, Ring of Honor title, your boy Chris Sabin versus the champion to the now defunct at the moment Ring of Honor, Jonathan Gresham versus Chris Sabin. I think they're going to do a bunch of matches like this.
I think
Jonathan's
so too.
He's going to keep it.
No, Chris Sabin. Because I'm not going to go against Chris. I love Chris Sabin. So.
Hey, yeah. I mean, he's another Ring of Honor guy, so that would make sense.
I can see, yeah. So,
yep. Yeah, all right, X Division title here, Primo. We got Trey Miguel versus Macklin. Is it time for Sweet Tea to take the title off of Trey Miguel? This is for the X Division title.
Trey Miguel just got the title, so no.
Okay.
But Macklin's so awesome.
All right, boys. This one's for both of you here. Make a pick here. First time ever Knockouts Ultimate X match. Okay.
Dope.
Tasha Steeles, Lady Frost, Rachel Ellering, Chelsea Green, Rosemary, Jordan Grace. Give me a pick.
Rosemary.
Chelsea Green.
I'm going to go Chelsea Green, too. I think
I was going to go with Chelsea Green just because of, Matt Cardona, GCW. But when you said Rosemary, I was like,
That is exactly why I picked Chelsea.
I think Chelsea's going to be their next big women's push here coming up.
She should, too.
All right, so grudge match Primo here. Josh Alexander versus basically the debuting on a pay-per-view, Jonah, a.k.a. Bronson Reed. Does Josh make him look good here and put Jonah over?
He doesn't just make him look good. He gets beat.
He is beat.
I agree. I agree. I think Josh Alexander's losing.
All right, staying here with you, Primo. Knockouts title, Mickie James.
Hardcore Country.
Versus Deonna Purrazzo. Now, this one's gone on way too long.
Just make that a soundbite.
Because it makes me laugh every time.
So this has been going on way too long. Deonna's got to take the belt back here, I'm thinking.
Okay,
right?
Yeah. She's got to take it back. Yeah.
All right, boys. Going to the main event here. Everybody makes a pick here. Hard to Kill this Saturday, January the 8th. It's on pay-per-view, Fight TV.
January the 8th, I am.
Here we go. Main event, Impact title. Your champions, Moose. Triple threat, thruple match. We got Morrissey and Matt Cardona. Moose, Matt Cardona, Morrissey. Who takes it?
You know what? I think that it's been a year since Morrissey came into the company?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly.
It's time.
Yeah. Okay. Going Morrissey. AJ, what's your pick?
I'm going to go with Matt Cardona. Just because I want to see he also deserves the Impact Championship at this point. So
okay, I like it because we're all going to be split on this one because I was going to stick with the retain of Moose just because the reign hasn't been long enough. So I'm sticking with my Atlanta Falcon Moose there. So, but check it out Saturday or wait here next week and I'll break down everything that happened for you, everything that you need to know. This one is not on that crappy Impact Plus channel. It's on Fight TV. What'd you say, AJ?
That's a good card.
It's great. Yeah,
I know, it really is.
It really is, man. It really is. I'm going to have to that one I might be watching when the family falls asleep on Saturday night. So but I'm definitely going to be checking it out at some point here. So, all right, that is the recaps for the week.
I'm Dakota, and you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
All right, boys. It's January. So that means one thing. It's time to
Rumble
talk about
season!
The Royal Rumble match.
I miss Fink. He was the best.
Me too, man. All right, guys. Let's talk about this one. So, this month we're doing 4 pay-per-views of the Royal Rumble to get us ready. Now we're just reviewing the actual Rumble, not the whole pay-per-view itself. So, we like to start with the oldest one first that we're going to cover here. So nothing, no better, no bigger place than the 1992 WWF at the time, WWE now, Royal Rumble. This one was held January the 19th, 1992 at the Knickerbocker Arena. No,
Knickerbocker.
Not the Madison Square Garden, the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York. There was about 17,000 people there. The tagline for this one was every man for himself. And for the first time ever, the winner of the Royal Rumble was going to win the WWF Championship, which was the Winged Eagle title, boys.
My favorite belt.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's no spinner, but
right. To let you know where we were, the pay-per-view before this was this Tuesday in Texas. How about that, huh? Jack Tunney had stripped Hogan
president
and
of WWF.
What's that?
Tuesday
Was that president of WWF?
Jack Tunney.
President Jack Tunney at the time had stripped Hogan due to controversial title reigns by him and Undertaker. And so basically in return, he guaranteed them at least 20 or higher numbers in the Rumble. So they would be guaranteed some later entrants in the Rumbles. So, but the Rumble winner would end up being the champion of this particular Royal Rumble. Now, 2016 was the only time up to this date that the Rumble winner would be the champion of WWE. Triple H won in 2016, which eventually led up to the match with Roman Reigns, which was the WrestleMania at Dallas, which was the WrestleMania that I was the only one that I've been to. But also, too, a couple little Sid bits. I said Sid bits, and I was
Sid bits.
But here's the funny part: I was about to talk about Sid. So here's a little Sid bit about a little tidbit about Sid. This was the start of Sid's heel turn, which eventually, he would bail on Hulk Hogan in a match with Flair and Undertaker on Saturday night's main event that we covered not long ago. It was episode 38 actually. So, but yeah, so this was the start of the heel turn for Sid at the end of this Royal Rumble here. And also this Royal Rumble was allegedly, kind of a showcase for Flair because, back during that time, you had the North wrestling and you had the wrestling in the South. And a lot of those guys didn't get to watch each other, or the fans, didn't get to see others. So Vince really wanted to, showcase Flair here, which Flair said in his book, that, him coming out third was the real reason, that he came out third was to showcase everybody, showcase himself throughout the Rumble. So, all right, boys, getting up to this thing to start here. Pre-Rumble interviews, I loved them. They're so classic, where they're talking about, I'm going to throw out 29 other men and, I'm going to be the champion, and they go through everybody. I just love those, man. What did y'all think about here going up to the first entrance?
So, first of all, I would argue that it's the start of Hulk Hogan's heel turn instead of Sid Justice's, because we'll get to that later. But we
covered this in Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yes, God. So the promos beforehand, they're all 38. You could interchange them. You could plug them in, plug them out, except for Jake. Jake always does the best Rumble promos because he's the only one who gets it. He's the only one who's not I'm gonna throw all 29 over. It's so every single person thinks they're first coming out, and every single person thinks that they alone are going to eliminate everyone. It's stupid. Stop being stupid. But I do love them because they're all just so dippy and
they are.
Especially macho.
And there was no music for the entrance. You had to look see who came through the curtain. There was no music, no pop, no. Yeah, it was crazy. So all right, so leading up here to the first two, AJ's got the first 10 entrants in this Royal Rumble here.
We start with number 1, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, and number 2, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. So, by the way, he was with Sensational Scary. Scary? Sensational Sherry and her boobs. That's it. That's all they were out there for. So they get in, or both of them get in, have a quick exchange, and Ted DiBiase does that thing I fucking hate in Rumbles, where he'll think that he threw over someone and then walk away I'm the best. I threw him right out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Look at me. No, make sure they're out, you idiot. So then British Bulldog hucks out Ted DiBiase. Short night for his payday.
Yes, it was. Quick one. Short night.
Very quick.
Got to go home early.
So, number 3, we have the man, Ric Flair.
Woo!
Comes out. What do you guys think of his entrance? I loved how the camera started all the way back at the ring
too.
And ran all the way up to Ric Flair. I thought that was
iconic too, right? And you always see Ted DiBiase walking by.
On the side.
Yeah, on the side. Yeah. It's an iconic shot, man. It is.
It's great. So then British Bulldog and Ric Flair have a nice little exchange, and Bulldog does some press slams on Ric Flair. Impressively so, too.
Yeah. I love Monsoon right here saying to Bobby Heenan, kiss it goodbye, Heenan. Flair's coming out third. Kiss it goodbye. It was great, man. Good storytelling, man. I love this story. I love it, man. It's so great. It's so great.
So up next at number 4, we have Jerry Sags with his saggy butthole.
Old Sags.
Jerry Saggy Butthole. And British Bulldog immediately just hucks him out. So far, Bulldog has got all 3. There's been 3 eliminations. Bulldog has all 3 of them. I'm sorry, he has both of them. Up next, he'll have all.
And he's coming for Flair.
Number 5, is Haku, which Heenan is initially excited about because he's like, oh, yes, they're both in my stable. Blah, blah, blah. And then Haku immediately attacks Ric Flair, which I thought was funny. And then Bulldog hucks Haku out of the ring. So Bulldog, there have been 3 eliminations. Bulldog has all 3 of them. Ain't no bad thing. So at number 6, we have Mr. Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels, who tries to be... I think I'm sexy. His super kicks, he tries to super kick everyone. They are awful. Like he obviously hasn't perfected Sweet Chin music yet. And so he misses Bulldog by a mile when he tries to hit one. He kind of hits Flair with they were bad.
Yeah.
So up next we have number 7, El Matador. You want to know what I wrote for this? Arriba. That's my only note.
Yes. Tito Santana.
That was it. So then.
Such a baby face back then.
Oh, he hits a donkey punch, by the way. His his flying downward punch.
Yeah. It's called a donkey punch.
I don't know. That's what I call it.
The super donkey.
Yes.
Super donkey punch.
So number 8, we have your boy, Dirty.
Yes.
The Barbarian.
Yep.
Who looked like $1 million, I will say.
And he looked like a barbarian. Actually, he didn't wear that gimmick in NWA.
Yes.
Man, he just wore black tights and was called the Barbarian.
Yeah, he had
looked like the full.
Yeah, he had the fuzzy vest and he looked good.
Yeah.
Now this is where there's no spots for a while. Everyone just kind of punchy kicky, hang out in the corners of the ring, except for the donkey punch.
Ain't it funny? Like one of them would go walking by and they would kind of lazily chop them.
Yeah, just be like,
and just keep walking. You know,
and just keep going.
Yeah. Oh, I see that guy over there. I'm gonna go over to him. Slap. He walks through and then just keeps going. He don't care about the people that just slapped him.
That's the noise I imagine they make.
Oh my gosh.
Slap.
Yeah.
So we have there's 5 people in the ring now. Number 9 comes out and it's Kerry Von Erich, who I swore was the Warrior when he came out.
Oh man.
I was like, did Ultimate Warrior forget to put on his face paint? Because
yes, I can see how you can mistake that. Yeah.
He looked exactly like the Ultimate Warrior. He had the same tassels. Sure. He had the same hair. Like he was all roidy.
Yeah. The Texas Tornado.
Texas. I love that he thinks he is a tornado. Like that's his gimmick. Like his finishing move is like the tornado punch. So he twirls before he delivers it.
First thing, every time I see Kerry Von Erich, first thing I think of is just, the sad Von Erich tragedy. But
yeah, Jesus.
But man, when I think about somebody being over, man, there was nobody really over like Kerry was in Texas, man.
No.
Like in the late 80s. Go check it out. Like Flair and Kerry Von Erich wrestled like a Christmas night match. If you want to see how over Kerry was in Texas, it's unbelievable, man. It's crazy. It's boy band stuff. You know what I mean? Like he was just over. Just what a baby face.
Being from Texas, you ask somebody like my mom or somebody who does not watch wrestling.
Will she start swooning?
She will know she knows who the Von Erichs are.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Legendary, man.
I believe it though, because they are like a super legendary family.
Yeah. He's so over, man. But the Texas Tornado.
He twirls.
Yeah.
God,
everybody had to have a gimmick back
fucking
then.
Vince, man, just killed everyone.
He did. He was a tornado.
Yes, he was. Man. He's like the Red Rooster, only with tornadoes.
Money.
My last entrant, who, speaking of stupid gimmicks, was up until this point my favorite. My favorite entrant was the Repo Man. And I love how he sneaks out to the ring. He's like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah. Monsoon goes, he don't even know where the ring is.
Yeah. Why is he being so sneaky? You don't have to be sneaky to be a Repo Man.
Yeah,
for
you
fuck's
do.
sake.
Yeah,
Why?
you do. You got to be very sneaky because you go and steal their cars in the middle of the night when people don't pay for them.
Also, did someone run him over? Why does he have a tire track going across his chest on his onesie? What are you doing, Barry Darso?
Somebody probably did at some point.
I will say though that I love Repo Man. I do. It's one of my favorite
great.
stupid gimmicks ever. And then my last note on my first 10 were like right after the Repo Man comes out. Did you see Tito Santana blow his spot with Ric Flair, where Rick had to like beg him to come over to the ring to come over to Rick's side of the ring so to help him do the spot that was booked. Did you guys see that at all?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. Yeah.
So, Ric Flair was trying to throw out, I can't even remember who it was. Oh, it was Bulldog. And I guess the spot was Tito Santana was supposed to come over and break it up so Bulldog could,
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, he was, yeah.
And Rick was like, Tito!
Tito!
Right. Like just screaming his name for him to come
Right.
over. It was great. And now I'm going to pass it off to, who has 11? Is that you there, Primo?
That's me.
I'm going to pass it off to Primo for 11 through 20.
Okay. So the first 10, all I have is, since this Rumble, I can only remember one other time that the Rumble was for the vacated title, which you spoke about earlier, Dirty, was when Triple H 2016. And the only other note I had was British Bulldog was such a beast.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was over as fuck, too.
Yeah, it was. Cool little story they told there with Flair in the beginning.
So number 11, we have Greg Valentine. He
The
comes
Hammer.
out.
The Hammer.
The Hammer with the
Hammer.
glamour.
Comes
He's
out and
shaped
goes
like a rectangle.
right after Ric Flair immediately. And then,
Fucking jobber.
everybody's still in the ring that you just named. So he goes directly at Ric Flair, and that goes on for the next. Now, you know what else I noticed? They don't. You know how nowadays they're like 10, 9, 8 all the way to 1, and then entrant number 13. Not in this one.
Nope.
In this one, it's like, oh wait, what number are we on? I mean, it's like had to guess. Like,
Yeah, they're like, wait, which one is this one? Until Heenan at the end is just like,
Right.
this one's coming out, this one's coming out.
So next up, Nikolai Volkov comes out and hits the Repo Man, but then he looks very lost until he matches up with the Barbarian, and then Repo and Barbs double team him while Greg locks in the figure 4 on Ric Flair.
What are you doing, Craig Valentine? I need to throw you over the top rope to win this match. Let's lay on the mat.
Yeah, let's lay down and take your legs out.
Fucking idiot Hammer.
Right after this, Repo Man eliminates Volkov.
Yay.
Big Boss Man comes out at number 13, comes out, shows no prejudice, hits everybody.
Faces, heels.
But then, another one for the Repo Man. He eliminates Big Boss Man. There's actually some time in between that. But also right after this, the 11th elimination is British Bulldog, as Ric Flair eliminates British Bulldog, and then back-to-back eliminates the Texas Tornado as well.
British Bulldog had a good run. I enjoyed him in this match.
Right after this, a really weird spot happens. Tito Santana and Shawn Michaels eliminate each other randomly.
Yep. How did like that?
It's like they were looking, they're like, oh, it's time. Okay, let's hop out.
They really did too. They were both like, bloop.
Yeah,
just like dove over. Okay.
Ready for pizza? Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's go, buddy. And they had kept what was it? Gorilla and Heenan kept talking the whole night about, wasn't the year prior that Tito had the longest time or something?
Rick Martel.
Oh, it was Rick Martel.
Rick Martel,
Rick Martel.
Okay. But they kept going over this whole section of the Rumble as well. But yeah, so Tito Santana and Shawn Michaels eliminate each other randomly. Next up, number 14, Hercules comes out. He goes right after Flair. So a lot of these people, when they come to the ring, are going straight after Flair. Flair high-fives Barbs, but immediately double-crosses him because they were going to work together. And then right as Barbarian goes to do his thing, obviously Flair double-crosses him. So he does what Flair does. So then Hercules ends up eliminating Barbs. Boss Man, well, why did I say? Oh, so I'm sorry. Back to what I said earlier. Repo Man did not eliminate Big Boss Man. The other way around. Big Boss Man eliminated Repo Man.
Yeah.
Boss Man also eliminates Hercules.
Ah, Hercules.
Now it's a 1v1. They eliminated everybody else. 1v1 me, bro. Big Boss Man. Ric Flair. Coming up on the 30-minute mark for Ric Flair.
One of those people doesn't belong in that matchup. Can you imagine?
Flair. So Big Boss Man misses with a big boot and eliminates himself.
I love that spot.
So then Ric Flair is like left alone in the ring. None other than the Rowdy One. Comes out to a great ovation and lets Flair absolutely have it. They take the fight to the outside. Of course, they go under the rings or under the ropes. Then get back into the ring. Piper keeps no-selling Ric Flair. Constantly.
Loved it.
As they're fighting, Jake the Snake Roberts comes out and he sits down in the corner. He watches Piper and Flair for a few minutes, or a few moments, I should say, and he picks his moment, then strikes Piper. That's number 16. Number 17, we got Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out and goes right after Flair. We get USA! USA!
He was also so over.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
God.
The whole crowd, USA! Then that's weird how I put it there. But so after this, number 18. So they're starting to fill the ring back up. No eliminations are happening here. Number 18, IRS comes out.
Heenan said he's coming to audit everybody and see who's gonna have to pay.
Yeah, he comes out but takes his sweet ass time to get to the ring
because he was windy when he was coming out. Shirt was already soaked through his sweat.
And then number 19, I just put Jimmy Snuka arrives. That's all I put.
By the way, Roddy Piper won the Intercontinental belt that night.
Earlier in the night.
That's in my notes for this for this 10.
Right.
Jimmy Snuka comes out.
Jimmy Snuka arrives.
No other comments.
That's all I put. Number 20. It's
spoilers.
It's The Undertaker. He immediately eliminates Snuka. Then he attacks Ric Flair. Flair at this point has been in for over 32 minutes now as the 21st entrant gets ready to arrive.
So for this 10, first of all, I love the Jake the Snake spot where he just got in the ring and sat in the corner. He's like, "Oh, do your thing."
Yeah.
Fucking perfect heel work.
Have at it. Yep.
Number 2 is I remember being a kid rooting for Roddy Piper so much because he won the Intercontinental title from the Mountie earlier that night. And he was the only person doing double duty and he could win 2 titles. Like, I think that's the most I've ever rooted for someone outside of Sting in my entire wrestling fandom. I so wanted him to win.
All right, so number 21 comes the Macho Man Randy Savage. He comes running out here like a rocket looking for Jake Roberts because they're in a feud together. But he gets the Undertaker first, so who pretty much levels him. And then he does eventually get to Jake, and then he eliminates Jake. And then jumps over the top rope and eliminates himself.
Fucking boner. What do
I know you guys want to talk about this.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because and what's funny about that is immediately after he does it, and he keeps trying to attack Jake, but Undertaker's not having it. Undertaker's like, "Get your ass back in the ring.
Get in the fucking ring."
Yeah. So Undertaker keeps grabbing him like, "Get the fuck back in here, dude." And then they try to brush it over in commentary with like, "Oh yeah, that's a rule. He has to be eliminated by another competitor." By the way, that's not a fucking rule.
No, you can't throw yourself out.
Okay, look at Boss Man
Michaels
earlier.
and Tito did it earlier.
Yes, Boss Man did it.
I know, but apparently they had to make Savage stay in there a little bit longer.
Macho, you fucking moron! Like, because that's just how he leaves the ring. He jumps over the just Don't go on autopilot. You're in the fucking Royal Rumble. Don't go over the top.
Funny during that whole mess too. Flair goes over and low blows Taker, and Taker like no sells it. Just walks
oh my god, I
ropes.
totally forgot about the Taker low blow because I love how he was like meow, and then he was just kind of like
yeah, and then he just kind of walks over. He's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Like
all right, so next up,
dead.
Next up, the Berserker comes into the ring with already in the ring, Piper, Flair, Taker, IRS, Savage, and Hacksaw.
That is some star power in the ring.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
So, and then you add the Berserker in there. That's just Mount Rushmore shit right there.
See, he should be the favorite. His gimmick is throwing people over the top.
Who?
Huss.
Huss. Yeah.
Why does he do that?
Huss.
Like, what's the Huss thing?
I don't know. You have to Google
Huss.
it. So next up, 23 comes out. Meat Sauce himself, Virgil. He goes right after IRS. He goes right after IRS, right off the bat. So they're going at each other. 24 is Colonel Mustafa, but we know him as the Iron Sheik.
Sheiky baby.
He's doing a military march for the Iraqians to the ring. Everyone's moving around inside the ring, trying to get a leg over the rope. You see a lot of that going on. So
wait, is that what Sheiky Baby was doing? I thought he was doing the Bushwhacker bounce. It was the military.
Yeah, it was.
I swore
they called it. They called it.
I thought it was the Bushwhacker thing too.
Yeah, Iraqian. Yeah.
Oh,
but
don't
something
I feel
like that.
silly?
So next up, number 25, Spray the Arrogance. Here he comes, Rick Martel in all pink. He comes out and he jumps into the ring. Savage eliminates the Sheik. So he's gone. Next up, big pop of the night. Hogan hits the ring at number 26. He goes after Flair and Taker. And then they're just kind of battling out. And then Hogan eliminates Taker off of a clothesline and then takes out the Berserker too. So there's a couple little seeds being put right there with Hogan and Undertaker. Hacksaw and Virgil eliminate themselves, which was another elimination with two guys. Skinner comes out to absolutely no pop. The crowd acts like they don't know who he is at number 27. I actually think they got quieter.
Yes.
I think
Simpsons reference.
I think they actually got quieter. So next up, number 28. We only got a couple left here. Sergeant Slaughter comes out. He's attacking Flair. While he's doing that, Rick Martel eliminates Skinner. And then right about now, they say that Ric Flair has broke the longest record for being in the Royal Rumble for the longest amount of time. So he is the record holder at that point in 1992 in the match right then. So That's kind of cool. So they're kind of showing Flair going, throughout the match. And then next up at number 29, here comes big Sid Justice trotting in. I like the blue that he had on. I thought that looked pretty cool. With the body glove of elbow pad, of course, but Big Pop, he is a baby face right now. And at this very moment, nobody gets thrown out here. The Warlord comes in last, looking huge as all get out. And then we have some eliminations take on here as we get down to the end. Sid takes out Slaughter. Piper eliminates IRS, and then Hogan and Sid each help eliminate the Warlord. Piper and Martel are battling each other, kinda, and then they're kind of like Sid, and Sid's like, oh yeah, Sid goes over there and launches both of them out. So Sid, and then kind of a crazy one here. Sid throws Savage out, but kind of like over the top of the turnbuckle. It was kind of a big, kind of a crazy spot there. So, all right, guys. So as we get down to the end here. Hogan is working on trying to get Flair out of the ring, and as they are the only two left in the ring other than Sid. Sid takes advantage of Hogan, who at the time they were both faces, and this is kind of how he starts his heel turn by throwing out Hogan. So Sid is telling Hogan, every man for himself, as Hogan is fussing at Sid outside after Sid has thrown him Hogan out of the ring. And, to kind of start, their little feud. Hogan grabs Sid's arm and kind of holds him there. And Sid's like, trying to shoot, trying to like pull, away from him, but he can't get away from him. So what's that?
I said fucking Hogan.
Yeah. And then
being a poor sport, man.
He is, man.
Fucking cunty Hogan.
Holding on to Sid. So while he's got hold of Sid's arm, Flair comes up from behind and tosses Sid out. He misses the first time, gets him the second, and Hogan and Sid, dumped Sid out to win the 92 Royal Rumble. Flair and Mr. Perfect are celebrating outside the ring. Hogan and Sid are mouthing off at each other. And this would kind of continue their feud onto Mania 8, which, ended up being one of the worst WrestleManias ever. And Flair and Savage would end up feuding later on for the title because they started this kind of storyline where Ric Flair used to be Savage found out Elizabeth used to be one of Flair's old girlfriends, kind of deal. So that's where that led to WrestleMania 8 too. And then at the very end of the Royal Rumble here, Ric Flair is, he delivers one of the greatest promos. He's one of my favorite promos, the famous tear in my eye, the real world champ. This is the greatest moment of my life. I'm going to let you guys take a listen to this, man. It's great. Flair has just won the title and the Royal Rumble. Jack Tunney is going to present the Winged Eagle belt to him. Check out this promo, man. It's fantastic.
All right, by virtue of winning the Royal Rumble, we have a brand new World Wrestling Federation champion as the press watches on. At this time, to present the title belt to the new champion, our president, the distinguished Jack Tunney.
Congratulations, Ric Flair, on becoming the undisputed champion of the World Wrestling Federation.
Let me just say, after Vera distorting the belt, they're proclaiming the real world champion. I'm going to tell you all, with a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life. When you walk around this world and you tell everybody you're number one, the only way you get to stay number one is to be number one. And this is the only title in the wrestling world that makes you number one. When you are the king of the WWE, you rule the world. Think about it like that, Mr. Perfect.
Guys, are on up.
Woo! 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 Let's give a big one. Woo! You did it. I was never so impressed with anything I've ever seen in all my life. He went out there for over 60 minutes, never took a back step, took it to Hogan, took it to The Undertaker, took it to whoever got in that ring. That's why he is,
hey, Bobby,
you can call him now, the real world heavyweight champion.
We're not the kind of guys that say, we told you so, but we told you so. Okay, very good. Ric Flair, you have made put that cigarette out. You have made World Wrestling Federation history here tonight.
It's the greatest moment of my life. I want to jump. I want to party. But I got to tell you like this. For the Hulk Hogans and the Macho Mans and the Pipers and the Sids, now it's Ric Flair. And y'all pay homage to the man. Woo! I love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. We hope you have enjoyed your Royal Rumble.
All right, boys. What's your final thoughts here, and what you got there for your final notes here for the 92 Royal Rumble?
So, first of all, that was such a babyface promo. Like, I don't know if they intended that, but it really was.
Yeah.
So this pissed me the fuck off. Hogan the cunt. Because last Rumble, he did that to Macho when they were friends. And then he did it to Warrior when they were friends. And now it happens to him, and he's like,
yeah. All I'm learning is don't be friends with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, don't. Well, then, like, Ric Flair puts in one of the best performances in the company up until that point. You know, he's a new Iron Man. He's a new WWF champion. And what happens? They have to leave so that Hogan and Sid can have their little brawl. And Hogan can still try to fucking hot dog and grandstand. Did you see him trying to pose? And the crowd is having none of it. I got so
Hogan
angry.
Must pose.
I'm like, put Flair in there. What the hell? But overall, this is one of the best Rumbles ever. I love it. I love Jake. I love Rowdy. I love Ric Flair. I love Bulldog. And we were talking about star power earlier, but I mean, think about that. Like, it's Hogan, Macho, Jake the Snake, British Bulldog, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, you got these young up-and-comers, Shawn and Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker. Like, it's insane.
I always like to see who the mid-carders were, too, right? Like,
I know.
The Lies, the Berserkers, you know.
Berserker.
Yeah, Skinner, like Rick Martel, yeah.
Skinner?
Yeah.
I wish we got to talk more about Skinner, just because I like making my Simpsons references. Yeah, that's all I got. Fuck you, Hulk Hogan, you cunt.
Primo, anything, buddy?
Yeah, that's right on everything
That's
AJ
it, huh?
said. And no, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we said, it is one of the greatest. I'm all about these Rumbles, dude. It's my favorite pay-per-view.
Sure, me too.
Of the year.
Yeah.
So I was just super amped to watch it. At one point, I stopped. I was like, "Wow, look at the people that are in the ring together right now."
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Like in all different aspects of their career.
Right?
Like, yeah. It's amazing to see who turned out where. That kind of stuff. So yeah, it's awesome, man. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Next week, we're going to be watching reviewing the 2001 Royal Rumble. There, Michael's going to be with us to break that one down.
Is that the one where Triple H returned?
I believe it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's actually been a while since I made this list. So kind of seeing what I come up with here. So yeah. So make sure you guys check that one out and come back with us next week, and we'll be reviewing that one. So that will close the Dropkick discussion for this week.
Woo!
Alrighty, boys. Woo. Let's get into it's time to talk to Hartenbower, man. We originally had Hartenbower in back in the beginning of December, and we got to talk to him before the big show out there at out in Sterling that me and AJ attended. So we got to catch up with Hartenbower. We picked up right where we left off. We right with what happened at the Zawa Live show, Dreaming of a Fight Christmas. AJ, man, we had a great time out there with Hartenbower and Zawa Live. They treated us like kings. Can't wait to go back.
Me neither. It was so cool. Just I know we've gone on and on about this before, but I can't say it enough. It was so much fun out there. The fans were so cool. Like the performers were cool. Like everything. It was just a good night. Great night. I also can't wait to go back. It's gonna be fantastic.
All right, I'm ready to bring this interview to you guys. We're talking to AAW independent wrestler and Zawa Live champion. This guy is going to have a big 2022. He's blowing up all over the Midwest right now, man. Watch out for this guy. The Big Arms, Big Paychecks tour is coming to a town near you. Check out this interview with Mike Hartenbower, Zawa Live champion. All right, welcome back here, everybody. We had such a great time with this guy. We had to bring him back here for another interview, man. This guy's getting hot, so we had to get to him before he got too busy. Back on the pod here for the second time. Hartenbower, what's going on, brother?
Hello, my friends. How we doing?
Good, buddy.
Welcome back. I'm super excited. Like I was the one that. Well, I mean, all of us were, but I was like, can we get Hartenbower back on here? Because I missed the first one, which pissed me the fuck off. So I'm glad to be here. Welcome back to the show. Like I missed the first one, so I'm officially welcoming you as the voice of Sit Down Marks.
Thanks for having me back.
I'm so dumb.
Absolutely. I guess right about now we stand. It was roughly it's been a month since we've seen you. We were up in good old Sterling there at the Moose Lodge. We had a fantastic time that night. We were treated very well by everybody at Zawa. Sorry about your luck, but you got to hang out with us for a couple hours there at the when you weren't kicking Braxton's ass all over Sterling there. So let's jump back to there, man. How about that big card that night, man? That was nuts. But how fun was that?
That show, that might have been the most fun show that I've been a part of. At least for sure last year, 2021. That was so much fun. That whole show was just a blast.
It was. AJ was dancing. Like that's how good it was. Like
I was dancing.
Mr. Havens had AJ dancing.
Yes.
We got to call a match for the first time in Sit Down Marks history, so that was dope.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I also like how last interview you were like, I'll fight anyone in a parking lot, and then you and Braxton ended up in the parking lot and like came through the other door fighting. I got quite a kick out of that, actually.
I'm just glad that we were able to get back into the building because it's freezing out.
Yeah, it was fucking cold. I'm surprised you guys went out there. I wouldn't have. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, it was cold, man. That was hilarious, man. A whole lot of things were going down, and you guys were battling, fighting all the way to the back, and then next thing you know, here you guys come, back around like from outside in the parking lot. Yeah, it was nuts, man. We had like such a great time, but you were able to defend the title that night and retain. You've been the champ since I believe you told us it was August of 2021. So what's it been like being the Zawa Live champion, man?
It's been fun. They always say that, it's kind of cliche, but they'll tell you that it's easy, winning the championship, but the hard part is keeping it month after month after month, or week after week, show after show, whatever it is. It's more of a challenge each time out there, and you learn new things, and but it's really rewarding.
It was, and we got to take the picture. Me and AJ got to take a picture with Hartenbower and the belt too. I think Hartenbower actually went to the bathroom, and I think we took selfies with the belt.
We absolutely did.
I probably went to the bathroom, then I probably went to go get a beer, and then
we were like, I was like, hey, here, that belt's right there.
I'm like, I won't care. He won't care.
No.
It was a great time that night. We had fun. We're going to be talking about the show coming up this weekend, January the 8th, man. It's going to be another big show out there in Sterling. We'll be talking about that later on, man. But Hartenbower, let's talk about you here, man. You've been I've seen you a lot on AAW here lately. You've had some matches on Alive. You were just recently this past Thursday night last week was on AAW's end of the year show at Unstoppable, man. That was a pretty big night there for you, Vega, and Johnny Bravo as Vega came up with the win with Alex Zane. So what's it been like working with AAW, and as your role on there is becoming more prominent?
I think I kind of mentioned this last time. That first time that I worked at AAW when they were running in LaSalle, like I said, I was kind of one of those things. I come with the building,
that made me laugh, by the way. Come with the building.
But,
it's so true. Like I've lived it. I've lived it, people. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and when they decided to start running shows again, last year, they wanted to bring me in, and they didn't guarantee anything, but they trusted me, at least for the fact that I'm reliable, responsible, can do a lot of different things, can wear a lot of different hats in pro wrestling and take on many roles, whether it's something backstage, whether it's just kind of leading people together for setup or teardown or that kind of stuff. But I definitely don't think that they had in mind exactly what we've been doing. Oh goodness, I lost you guys here, I think. Did I? No.
Nope, we're still here.
Still here. Okay. Sorry. Like a million people are texting me right now. That's real annoying. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Anyway, I don't think they quite had in mind, where we were going with things when they first paired me with Bravo. But we kind of took nothing and turned it into something. And
did you know Bravo before that?
No.
Okay.
No. It's crazy. Okay. Sometimes you just have chemistry with somebody, and trust me, sometimes there's times where you'll work with somebody and it's just like, it's like any other job, I suppose, where you're just like, oh, this guy sucks, or
right. Yeah. Like when I worked with AJ behind the bar, like,
I imagine.
I don't want to be here. This guy sucks.
It's been really, really fun, and honestly, the best there is yet to come. I mean, we're really just getting started there.
Yeah. I really think so too. I'm loving the Johnny Bravo touch. I'm loving, as the kind of like you being the muscle, but you're kind of like protecting Vega, too, and Johnny's kind of watching over both of you guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's so much there, so much story there to tell. Coming up, man, in 2022. I'm excited for it. But one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, man, I didn't get to see the match against Rough Crossing at Homegrown, man. Tell me about that, man. Did you guys knock each other's teeth out or what?
We did. Oh my goodness. I hope there's footage of this match. I hope more people can see it. It was really good. I need to tell this story though. So I broke my toe the day before.
Ouch.
I broke my big toe the day before. I dropped a weight on it at the gym.
That's the worst way to break your toe.
The worst. It's my own fault. I wasn't paying attention. I saw one of my gym crushes out of the corner of my eye, and I'm looking at her, and I'm pulling off a plate, and I forgot that there was a 10-pound plate in front of it, and the 10 slides right off onto my big toe.
She wasn't looking at you, was she?
I'm like, I hope she didn't see that. I hope.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if it wasn't the worst pain, it was definitely the worst time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You try and play it off, and you're like, "Ew, hey, that's what I do. I'm working my toes out."
So the next morning, I'm just like, okay, this hurts really bad. I mean, it's still really messed up, which sucks. Now that it's been snowing, I'm getting snow all over my shoes, and like anytime I walk into like my house or the gym or wherever, and I go to like stomp my feet, I'm like, oh, I have a broken toe.
Yeah.
So of course, we have this match less than 24 hours after I break this toe, and adrenaline. I'm telling you, adrenaline is crazy.
You guys were in Thompson, Illinois, right? And y'all had a big crowd, right? It was a pretty good crowd.
It was crazy, yeah.
So that probably helped.
100 there. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. My adrenaline's going. We were the first match. And I forget that I have a broken toe because my adrenaline is just through the roof. Sure. And I never do this ever. So I don't know why I decided to do it now, but I do the old Batista on the ropes. So I don't know why. I don't do that. I've never done that before. Why would I do it now? And when the second I hit, I go, oh, broken toe, and I just fall right on my ass.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, well, this is a great start.
Yeah. That adrenaline spike came down, and you were like,
oh yeah. You know what? It hurt, but it hurt. My ego was hurt. Well, I come out serious, tough guy, and then I just fall right on my ass.
And then you're like, my toe.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
What the crowd do? What the crowd do?
Like I said, the match was great, but after the match, I made sure to like throw on my slides and walk around, and I exaggerated my limp just a little bit more, so people are asking me, they're like, "Oh my god, what happened to your toe?" I'm like, okay, that's why I fell in the ring, not because I'm a clumsy bitch.
What was the crowd's reaction when you fell? They were kind of like, oh, like, or did you play it off pretty well?
Oh no, they laughed at me.
They
laughed.
Typical.
Yeah.
Bunch of marks.
First match out. Hartenbower busts his ass, man.
Yeah. This is their Saturday night out. A lot of casual fans didn't know what to expect, and they see that. The first thing they see.
It's Hartenbower falling.
Yep.
Oh man. I tell you what. Yeah, I hope there's some footage of that too, because I want to see that now, and I want to see the match, of course. But let's talk about your that was the tail end of your 2021 year, that we kind of talked about, man. Tell us though, man, you've been putting a lot of things out there on social media, of highlights of your year. But, to you personally, what jumps out as, some of the biggest things that you did in 2021 and, or maybe any like personal goals that you met, that kind of stuff. Like,
Well, you know what? Honestly, I didn't set any personal goals for 2021. But I made sure to definitely write down some stuff that I want to accomplish this year.
Sure.
So I guess I can't complain about anything from a professional wrestling standpoint last year. There was a time where I thought that I was done, like right before the pandemic. So to do, what I did in 2021, I mean, looking back now, I'm super proud of it. Some specific things, like highlight wise, it was awesome getting down to Tampa in April for WrestleMania week, working a handful of shows down there. I'm hoping to get down to Dallas this year. Actually, I think I am for sure doing that.
Nice.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I'm like, running the schedule through my head. Yeah, I definitely have.
It's only a couple months away. Yeah.
What's that?
I said it's only a couple months away. It's going to get here quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And taking nothing and turning it into something at AAW. Because honestly, that nothing was guaranteed there.
Yeah.
And nothing really still is, but I'm pretty confident in the direction that we're going, that you're gonna see a lot more of me moving forward. But I'm really proud of what we did there, and that storyline with Connor Hopkins at Zawa. I would say those three things were something to look back on next year, the year after, like things I'll look back on years from now and be like, that shit was pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let me ask you some questions here about your year, man. Who hit you the hardest in 2021? Like, who popped you in the mouth? You were like, oh, like, yeah. Let me reverse that. Who gave you the stiffest shot? Who gave you the stiffest shot?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Like, if you wrestled them again, see, what's going to come to your brain? Go, I remember they gave me that.
Yeah, I'd like to say the best answer would be, I don't remember because they hit me so fucking hard.
True.
Man, Russ Jones.
Sure.
The first time Russ Jones hit me, I was like, fuck.
That surprises no one, by the way.
Yeah, right.
He's a scary dude.
There's a whole group of people that are like, yup.
Yep. Yeah. Coda Jacobs recently, he just felt it Thursday night.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to think who else.
If it was Russ Jones, we will vouch for that because all three of us seen it live. So
yeah, we were there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with Russ. He's a big strong son.
But what match did you have this year that, was kind of an eye-opener for you, which I guess meaning, maybe you went into a match with somebody you thought would be not as physical and maybe turned out being that way? Because, I mean, we know your style, you know what I'm saying? But, when you wrestle a guy that, maybe is a little more flippy, maybe is a little more technical, which guy did you wrestle thinking, okay, I might have to adjust to that style a little more, and then ended up being more your style?
Ooh, that's a great question too. I think there's a couple that come to mind. I had a match on Blackout Wednesday, so just a couple months ago, against Berna at it was a Zawa show. It was like a late night adult only show at a bar.
Oh yeah, was that the one in Polo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we just kicked the shit out of each other, and it's one of those things where it's like, well, I got 60 pounds on you. How are we gonna you want to tell a story, I mean, most of the time that big guy is gonna go in there and he's gonna run you over. Yeah, he whooped my ass. I love it.
Right.
He hit me with doors, he hit me with chairs, he hit me with a weightlifting belt, he hit me with I don't even remember. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
So really quick, like going off of that, what's the worst weapon to get hit with? I've always wondered this. Like, what's the worst, the one shot where you're like, I don't want to take that, but I'm going to.
I'm trying to think. So now that I've been hit with a million things, like there's so many things, like these deathmatch guys. I got a few friends that do death matches all the time. Oof. And I mean they'll tell me like, you know, these carpet strips suck, or you know, like this sucks, that sucks. So like speaking from my own experience, chair shots to the back are not fun. Okay. I'd literally rather get hit in the head, just because like there's so much more area that it covers when it hits your back, so you're feeling
that's true.
Everywhere. Kendo sticks, those are pretty rough. Thumbtacks.
Oh, you've done thumbtacks. That's one thing about wrestling that creeps me out. Thumbtacks.
Yeah.
You said carpet strips now. I can't get that out of my head. Like,
wait, my carpet strips? You mean like the tacking?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yes. Yeah. Imagine taking that across your back.
No.
Like, you guys can do that stuff. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Don't forget the weight on the toe. That's a bad bump to take.
Right.
Is there any plans to bring back Luther in 2022?
Luther! I want to see Luther.
I think that's what everybody wants to know, really, Hartenbower.
Who?
Exactly.
You know what? Actually, that's really funny.
Zeke will do it.
Okay, so Luther was a recurring character at Dreamwave.
Right.
I mean, we're really peeling back the curtain here.
Sure.
Spoiler alert, I was Luther for a little bit.
Yes.
But right before me, the Luther before me, I want to say was Aiden English.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You know, like right before he got signed, yeah. So people, like every month, people are probably like, Luther got taller this month. Luther gained a little bit of weight, you know.
Luther's beard is much better this time.
Yeah. I think there was one month like the Luther, whoever was Luther, didn't wear like the jumpsuit, and like comes out and is just jacked to the gills, like, and then the next month it's like this tall skinny dude, like okay.
The mystique.
I just so I mean, yeah, you're probably not gonna see Luther like, you know, at you know, another promotion or something.
Right,
and
right.
I don't know how to really say this. I would say you will see Luther in 2022. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right.
That's fucking awesome.
That's fair. I had to bring it up because I know the faithful, the Dreamwave faithful will know, you know. so I had to at least bring that one up. But you know, everybody always asks this question, man. So I'm gonna ask you the same one, man. It's a brand new year. Where does Hartenbower want to go that you're maybe haven't wrestled yet? You know, and that can be a state, that can be a promotion, that can be, you know, wherever.
Well, there's a bunch of states. I mean, there's a bunch of states. Yeah, well, there's 50 of them.
Roughly 50, give or take.
Or exactly 50 that I want to go. I've reached out to places that I've talked to. Specifically, whoever, wherever. I just really just want to keep having fun, and one thing that really, like, if I put out there like, hey, I'm available this day and that day, and then I end up sitting at home, that makes me mad.
Sure.
So I'm like very motivated by that. So I definitely want to. If I'm available, I want to be working. You know, I don't want to be sitting at home or, you know, working the shoot job. You know, that kind of stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Fuck the shoot job.
Yep.
Right. All right. So you know that, you know, we're inside guys at Iron Spirit Pro. So, you know, basically whoever you want, we can make the match happen. You know what I'm trying to say, Hartenbower. Who do you want to wrestle at Iron Spirit Pro coming up here? Possibly at the end of January.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Anybody want to call out here?
I'm sitting there looking at the old list of names that are going to be there.
There's a guy with a title I think you'd have an awesome match with.
Ooh, you know what? That'd be fun. And I'll tell you what. Me and Brubaker, we go back a long way.
Yes, you do. I might have seen y'all wrestle before.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. And I don't deserve a title shot there yet.
Right.
Yet.
Emphasis on the yet. Yeah.
I've only worked there one time. I feel there's probably a couple people in front of the line. Maybe I got to earn that. I'm a big guy.
Sure.
I'm really big on that. Okay.
Sure.
So give me Stephen Wolf.
Okay.
Give me Stephen Wolf all day long.
Dope.
I would watch the shit out of that match.
Yeah. And that would be an awesome match. You know, he's announced for that card. So yeah, I would take that without a doubt. I mean, obviously, you know, like I said, you know, my ties of seeing you guys in Dreamwave and you know, and other places, you know, makes me want to see that match in Iron Spirit Pro. But you know, yes, we can do that one later. But Stephen Wolf would be awesome. Did he do something on a live? I know he was at AAW last week. So
yeah, him and my opponent next week, JJ Garrett, tore it down. It was awesome.
Sweet. We're gonna be talking about that here shortly. So Hartenbower, man, we know you like the Michelob Ultras, man. How many Ultras have you drank? What's the record for how many Ultras Hartenbower has drank in one day?
I was gonna say like ever, because I
know
nobody knows that.
in your drinking lifetime.
You probably got an idea about for one day though. You'd be like, oh yeah, that one time, man, I drank 3 cases of beer.
Yeah,
like everybody has that story, right?
Yeah, man, this is gonna sound bad. I've done over 30 a bunch of times.
I would be dead.
Yeah. See, usually I'm fine. But once I get up into that, like, you know, 30 to 35 range, and somebody's like, "Hey, do you want a shot?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I want a shot." And then I do one shot, and I'm just toast.
And then done. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you one more question, Hartenbower, and I'm gonna throw you, or a couple more here, and I'm gonna throw you to Primo. So you kind of got my mind thinking here, man. Let me ask you this generic question: will we see wrestling come back to LaSalle, Peru area? Anytime, or what are the chances? Are there any chances we might see wrestling in LaSalle, Peru area in the future? Let's say that.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Yes. That was what I need to hear. So
I know it's a basic. I know it's not like a, you know.
Yeah. No. I understand.
Absolutely.
Okay. I like it. So if Hartenbower isn't wrestling, isn't drinking beer, isn't working out, isn't doing the shoot job, what's Hartenbower doing?
Oh, wow, this is going to be a real boring answer.
Reading Shakespeare.
I'll tell you this, ladies, he's single. We found that out. So
yep.
So look him up.
Wow, if I'm not wrestling, if I'm not at a shoot job, if I'm not in the gym.
Yep.
Wow. Wow, that's just,
you a sports guy. You watch football, or
this makes me feel real boring. Yeah, I watch football.
Of course, right.
I get into the DraftKings a little bit, so I watch a little bit of sports.
So you're a regular dude.
Right just a regular guy.
And I drink my beer and I watch
a shoot
sports.
guy.
I listen to a lot of music and you know, ideally go to concerts and stuff like that.
Speaking of music, so last time you said that you were a Raston Kelly fan, which I was like, I fucking love Raston Kelly. Like I was surprised that someone else like he reminds me a lot of Ryan Adams, but who else you got for me? Like I was, because I'm a music nerd. Like I am obsessed.
Okay.
Let me get my pen out.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna sound like a big nerd, but I love Taylor Swift.
You know, so have you heard the Raston Kelly cover of
course.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it really is. It's phenomenal. I love it.
I'm not a Taylor fan, but I do appreciate her.
I have nothing against Taylor Swift.
No, not at all.
She's great.
I hope my kids are listening to somebody like her.
Kelly like daily.
Yeah. He's great. Like I was really happy when I heard you say that.
Awesome.
So who else you got? Who else you got for me?
I listen to a lot of emo stuff actually. Like it's funny because like people will be like, they'll see me and they're like, oh, he listens to heavy metal, and like yeah, I'm just sitting there like listening to like Dashboard Confessional or like My Chem, and like at the gym, and people are like, oh, okay,
Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah,
the exact opposite of what you would think.
Right.
This
is gonna get even like more like, wait, what? I've been on a huge Olivia Rodrigo kick lately.
I find nothing wrong with that either. Like,
she's so good.
This is fantastic.
We're really blowing this tough guy character.
Yeah, you're like, I will get down to some Air Supply, have a nice glass of wine, light some candles. It'll be great.
I think Primo's going to bring you probably a little more in that direction because he's got some more questions for you outside the ring. Primo, you're up.
All right. Speaking of questions from Primo, actually, before we get started there, I wasn't able to see you there when these guys saw you at Zawa, but I do want to say thank you for this. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Also, so what's the vibe for 2022? Like, what do you coming out of 2021? Are you coming in 2022 serious? Are you rolling with what's going on already? How you feeling? What's the mindset? What's the vibe?
Ooh, great question. And I actually, that's something like that I think about. I'm very much fuck yes or fuck no. Like, I'm either all about it, or if I'm not all about it, not doing it.
Yeah.
And that's in wrestling. That's that's with my workouts, with my diet, with work, and relationships and friendships. Literally everything. If I'm not all about it, then I'm not. It's not for me.
I like that. Speaking of, you say your diet, what is your favorite weird food combination? Like you think to other people would probably be weird.
Eggs and ranch.
Yeah, right.
Fuck that shit. Fuck you, Billy Gunn.
You know what? People think it's weird. Like I get this like once or twice. I don't think it's weird. But like once or twice a week, the gas station clerks will be like, whoa, that's a weird combination. When I get like a chocolate protein shake at like the gas station with like a hot beef jerky.
That's
okay. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, is it weird? I don't know.
I just feel like that's just double protein.
It's a whole protein.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Why are they assuming you're eating those together? Like that's a judgment.
It's not like you're gonna dip the jerky in the protein shake.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Fuck off, gas station clerk.
Right. So when speaking, you said protein shake. When you first wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you drink? You drink coffee, energy drink, pre-workout, right when you get out of bed?
Couple ultras. No, I'm kidding. You know what? Honestly, I wish I said water. I need to drink more water. Like I'll drink it like throughout the day, but I should like really, hey, I need to start chugging water first thing in the morning. The first thing I drink 9 times out of 10 each day would be a pre-workout drink.
Nice. Do you have any like pet peeves that'll just set you off, like somebody slurping a straw or chewing loudly, or people that use speakerphone?
Are those people that like will drive in the right-hand lane like all the way down and pass everybody and then cut in line to get in, when traffic is backed up? Like,
my road rage. I have really bad road rage.
Too. I get in trouble for my road rage.
Yeah. People driving slow in the fast lane, which like get over.
I would be terrified if I saw you with road rage. You have a good like.
He's screaming at you, listening to "Vindicated" by Dashboard.
100% I am. 100% I am.
Got a little blank slate by Taylor Swift.
In general, like something that I see like all the time. Like I'm really big on like gym etiquette. So just like people,
put the weights back.
Yeah, that
is
kind
it
of stuff.
sanitizing kind of after your set?
Yeah.
Clean up your bench mung, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, stuff like that. And just like, I don't know, like people like standing in front of the mirror and stuff. It's like, well, that's fine, but there's dumbbells in front of you and maybe someone needs them. Little things like that, you know?
Right. Well, whenever you're done wrestling, Mike, I want to hire you like to just ride with me everywhere I go. That way, when somebody gets pissed off, I'm like, Mike.
Yep.
You know, like from
Give
my
him
driving,
the
you know,
stare.
get out like big arms, motherfucker.
Well, speaking of getting hired, if it wasn't professional wrestling in an alternate reality, like what would your career profession be? Would you be like Dr. Hartenbower, astronaut?
Astronaut. You know what? When I was younger, like when I was like high school, I wanted to get into like sports broadcasting. And that really, yeah. So I'm trying to think of like the last, like, this is what I want to do. Yeah, gosh, I don't know. Let's hope this wrestling thing works out.
Right. Of course, yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, I think you're in good shape so far.
Whether it was a month ago, 6 months ago, or 6 years ago, what was the last book you read?
The last book I read, last summer I went on a little kick. I don't know which one was last, but I read a couple Mark Manson. They're like self-help / just like motivational, whatever.
Yeah, he's like a coach speech, I feel like, or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
One that I enjoyed was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
That's
I love that book.
Yeah, it was good. But before that, I bet I hadn't read a book since like grade school.
Cool. Hey, that's completely fine. I'm going to ask you one more, and I'll pass you back to Dirty and AJ. You travel the roads a lot, you know, you do a lot of late nights, diners. So right now, pick IHOP, Waffle House, or Denny's.
I might be the only professional wrestler ever who's never had a Waffle House.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I know it's not. It's not out of the ordinary, though.
I've never had Waffle House either.
Boy, IHOP or Denny's. I'm gonna say Denny's. Give me that moons over my hammy all day long.
That's my favorite thing there.
Yep.
Are you a waffle person or a pancake person?
Neither.
It's carbs.
Neither.
He drinks his carbs.
I don't understand either of those things. They provide me exactly no value.
Okay, I'll take that answer. Normally people say waffles and it pisses me off because I'm the only one who ever chooses pancakes. So I'm still without a pancake buddy, but I'll take neither. I'm going to count that as a pancake.
I think you know what? I don't know that I've ever even had waffles.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I've only had pancakes maybe like 4 times my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's wild.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Yeah, I know. I'm a weird guy when it comes to food.
So I have a quick question as someone who is now attempting to grow a beard. Do you have any beard tips? Like, because your beard's awesome. What can I do?
I actually just got a new beard kit for Christmas with like all kinds of stuff in there, and it was awesome. And it's been really treating me well. Lots of oil. Get a brush.
Mm-hmm.
A comb.
Like I'm not a beard guy. What kind of oil is that? Is there
beard
like
oil.
a beard oil?
Yeah, they have beard oil. Yeah.
There is. Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different brands.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a favorite. But yeah, beard oil, and then really just like brushing it in. Once it starts to get longer, you'll want to trim it here and there just to avoid split ends. And
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that I recently started maybe 6-8 months ago. And now picture this. My bald ass walking into a Dollar General to buy a hairdryer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's just to keep it straight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About a year ago, when I first 2 years ago when I first moved to Virginia, my buddy gave me a beard straightener because my beard was longer at the time.
I just got one. It's terrifying.
Yeah. You're putting a hot iron to your face.
Yeah, I'm sitting there listening to my hair like sizzle and smoke. I'm just like, oh, this can't be right.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like burn. Yeah.
This is making me nervous.
Yeah.
All right, Hartenbower, let's get back to what's going on here with you lately, man. Let's talk about your match this weekend, man. Have you ever wrestled JJ Garrett before?
We have shared the ring on a few different occasions, mostly like tag matches.
Okay.
We had actually this is funny. My first match of 2021 was against Garrett.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That match has not seen daylight.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a studio show. That was like filmed for YouTube for a company in like the Rockford area.
Gotcha.
It was filmed. It was in a 6-sided ring. It was actually like super high quality production. This building didn't have heat, so it was like 15 degrees when we had this match.
Sounds good.
But yeah, we have wrestled one time.
Yeah, so you're defending the Zawa championship against him this Saturday night. Believe it or not, man, like it's kind of hard for me because as much indie wrestling as I watch, like honestly, like I haven't got to see JJ live yet. Obviously, I've seen him, wrestle a good bit, but he gets the Steiner comparisons a lot, which is has do with the hair and the tights sometimes. When you hear people talk about him, but what's what's the game plan for this Saturday, man? We know that we're going to be back down there at the Moose Lodge again here, so you're definitely going to have the crowd on your side. But I think JJ is going to he provides like a different kind of strategy for you, I think.
Yeah, actually, I was just watching. Like I said, I watched him at AAW Thursday, and then I watched his match. He had a match Saturday. I think it was Saturday at GCW. So there's some different things that I'll pick up and a little bit of scouting. And
sure.
He works a lot lighter, but he's actually a pretty big guy. So I think he's a little bit more technical than I am, but I think at the end of the day, I just kind of gotta stick to my bread and butter and get physical.
Yeah. I mean, you're closing in on about 5 months as Zawa champion here, so I don't plan on seeing you losing it anytime soon, man. But I think it's going to be a great match this Saturday. So to see how you and JJ kind of match up there. So another thing I want to bring to light, Hartenbower, we were talking, right before we went live here, man. You got a pro wrestling tee store now, man. Tell everybody about your shirts that you have up on there now. It's pretty new, yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Since the last time we talked, I didn't have the store set up.
Right.
It's prowrestlingtees.com/Hartenbower. I've got a couple old vintage designs on there, and then that newer Hartenbower Power design, and I got a couple new ones coming in the next month or so.
Yep, and they got I think by the time it's coming out, they should still have maybe the special going on. Not sure, but get over there and check out Pro Wrestling Tees and search Hartenbower and buy a shirt, man, and go represent big arms, big paychecks, man. We got to get that hashtag maybe on the next shirt or something.
Absolutely, we're gonna get a big arms, big paychecks tour shirt going on. I really like it. Legit, I love that idea.
Yeah. I was like, man, this seems kind of like a tour because you had a couple little stops right there, man. So so that's kind of why I thought of that. So, but yeah, one last question here, man, before we're gonna get in and play a little game here with you. You're watching a lot of wrestling on TV right now. If Hartenbower could wrestle anybody, say in the big companies, what we're seeing on TV right now, AEW, WWE. Who would you like to match up with right now?
That's a great question. Wow. Wow, that is a really, really good
You
question.
can give me a couple. You can give me a couple. It's
yeah,
hard to
that's
pick
one that I would
man.
like have to sit here and
yeah. You can give
and
me a
think
couple.
about, and we're gonna have this like dead silence here. So if I had to say, I would absolutely love a rematch with Eddie Kingston.
I would watch the shit out of that match today. That would be awesome.
Sick.
Where was the first match?
What's that?
Where was the first match? You said rematch, so.
Yeah, the first match was at AAW in LaSalle.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and that was a weird time in my life, and you know, I don't want to speak for him either, but you know, it just it was good. It was a really, really good match, and it's something that I would love to run back.
Yeah. I mean, I think so too. You know, that would be awesome to watch. I would absolutely love to see that, man. Good pick too, man. Like, you know, Eddie's one of my, you know, like one of my favorite stories of wrestling, you know, of when he got signed with AEW and how, you know, the love and support that came out to kind of help that kind of happen, man, was kind of like one of the great stories I remember of 2021. So
yeah, absolutely.
Really cool, man. Eddie's such a just awesome wrestler, one of the greatest promos ever. You know, and like just about argue that with anybody, and you know, and just great for wrestling, man. I love to see it. Love to see him getting all the looks that he's getting. So, all right, boys, you guys got anything else before we play cage match here with Hartenbower?
Nope, I got my beard tips. I'm good.
All right,
yeah.
All right, so we're going to play cage match here. This is actually cage match number 2 here. We played with Billy Starks last time, so basically I send 10 wrestlers to AJ and Primo on separate occasions, obviously, and they try to make Hartenbower guess these 10 wrestlers as fast as possible by only saying one word. That's the rules. Whether they stick to it or not, I don't know.
We do.
But you know, that's what we're going to do. So, all right, Hartenbower, a little warning, man. We got some new flavor of wrestling mixed in here. There's some old flavor, so keep that mind open here as we're going to be going across 10 different wrestlers here. So
good luck to you and us.
Yeah, because we fucking suck at this.
All right, well, AJ is the reigning champion, so he gets to go last. So Primo is going to go first.
All right, no pressure.
All right, Primo, here comes your wrestlers. Let me count, make sure
I apologize in advance.
All right, here come your 10 wrestlers. Primo, let me know when you got them.
Got them.
All right.
Fuck.
That was fast.
Oh, this sounds promising.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
No, I
Right.
can do this. I can do this.
All right, here we go. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
Red. Fuck that.
Velvet.
Sucks. No.
Red Velvet? I don't know. Kane.
Big. Oh, what did you say?
He said it.
Okay, Kane.
Said it.
Moving on. Is Almighty one word?
Yep.
Yes.
Almighty.
Bobby Lashley.
There you go.
Correct.
Thong.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Thong.
Thong? Lita.
Yep. There you go.
Correct.
Ass.
Billy Gunn.
God
fucking
I'm doing good at this. Skateboard.
Darby Allin.
Wow, he's killing it.
Idolo.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah. Choke slam.
That's 2 words.
That's one word, isn't it?
It's hyphenated.
Close enough.
Big Show.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can't say his name.
Elizabeth.
Macho Man.
Correct.
Rematch.
Eddie Kingston.
Correct.
Fuck right off.
1 minute and 7 seconds. That is fantastic. Good God. Primo brought his A game today, man.
You know
Dang,
what?
AJ. You got
You're gonna give me bullshit like Jushin Thunder Liger. Fucking.
I think the key is here. Hartenbower's picking up from these words that
I
he
got
gave
very
me.
lucky with a few of those that he knew what I was talking about.
All right, minute 7 seconds.
Good job to you.
All right, yeah, nice
Yeah,
job.
that was well done.
All right, AJ, here comes yours.
I'm so bad at this.
Here we go. Let me know when you got them. Ready?
Yeah, okay.
And go.
Send.
Hook.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Beer.
Towel.
Val Venus?
Close.
No.
Towel?
Vignettes.
Onesie. What the fuck? I'm so bad at this.
I think I know who you're talking about now.
Heenan.
Wait, what? Heenan, like Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we skip? Can we
Yep.
skip?
Skip. Go next.
Surfer.
Sting.
Yep.
Brute Squad. That's 2 words, but well.
Brute Squad.
Brute Squad.
What is that?
It's from the movie.
I have no idea what that is.
French.
Andre the Giant.
Yes.
There we go. Paradigm.
Moxley.
Correct.
Fucking, why did you give me these? I don't know. Little bitch.
What? A little bitch?
He hates this wrestler.
I do.
I thought you'd come up with a good word to describe it.
China.
Do you not like X-Pac?
I fucking hate X-Pac.
Yeah. All right, that's correct.
Elephant mask. That's 2 words, but I don't care.
Who wore the elephant mask? Was it Bray Wyatt?
Yep.
Was it who the hell wore the elephant mask?
Eyeball.
Eyeball. You're killing me, bro.
Let's see. Yeah.
You lost me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Pass. Go on to the next one.
Pockets.
What? Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
Yeah. That's gonna be my best one. G.I. Joe. That's like 4 words.
What was that one?
G.I. Joe.
Slaughter.
Correct.
Tribal.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Which ones are we missing? Okay, we're missing
the first one. Towel, Heenan, vignettes, onesie,
Flex,
the axe,
McGillicuddy.
Yeah, McGillicuddy.
McGillicuddy.
Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And then this one.
The other one was stiff.
Oh yeah.
You said what? Elephant mask.
Elephant mask. Eyeball.
It was Big Van Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I would never guess that elephant mask.
But that might be the record. That one might hold for a while for a round. You got a minute,
That's
7
not an
seconds.
elephant mask.
I don't know. Like, how do you describe it? Like
Mastodon, right?
Mastodon.
That's true.
With the pipes.
See, this is why I'm fucking awful at
Good
this
point.
game.
Good point.
Might have to start making AJ make the wrestlers.
No shit. I'm so bad at giving clues. Fucking.
All right, so Primo is the champ with Hartenbower on the show, so that brings you guys to 1-1 heading into 2022. Thanks for playing with us, man. That was a fun game there, Hartenbower. Hope you had fun playing.
Thanks for making it easy for me.
Yeah, you did. You did really well.
I said ass, and you knew I was talking about Billy Gunn.
Fuck right off.
Oh, you guys rocked it, man. Well, Hartenbower, look, man, we really appreciate you coming back to be on the show, man. Looking forward to seeing you at the show this weekend. Me or AJ, one of us will be there.
Yep.
But if not there, we'll see you probably the 22nd or down at Iron Spirit Pro, man. But thanks for coming back and talk to us, man. Always fun to talk to you and see you. Anything else you want to plug? Any Twitters, any shows, any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, just follow me on the socials, and I'm always posting, when I'll be, where I'll be, and all of that stuff. So Twitter at @mhartenbower, Instagram at M. Hartenbower 34.
Yeah, I think it is M. Hartenbower 34. Yeah,
something like that. I don't know. You'll find me. I promise. But yeah, follow that stuff and see where we go.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shows coming up here in January, February. The Big Arms, Big Paychecks tour coming to a town near you. If not, tell your local promoter they need to get Hartenbower on the show. He is one of the fastest rising independent wrestling stars, and I think 2022 is going to be a big year for Mr. Hartenbower. Check him out, man. The actual replay of AAW Unstoppable is up right now on Fight TV. Go check that out. You can see Hartenbower with his nice black shirt with his tie, sleeves gone, so you know that the Big Arms, Big Paychecks tour ain't no bullshit. It's for real. So Hartenbower, thank you, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for talking to us today, man. Appreciate it.
I'll see you soon.
Yes.
All right, that was our interview with Mike Hartenbower, the Zawa Live champion, man. Always fun to talk to Hartenbower, man. Did you guys have a good time talking to Mike?
I took his beard advice, and I went and got some beard oil, and it's much less itchy, and I might say much softer.
Beard oils are a thing that I found out. So
I didn't know.
Not only do we have an interview with him, he also educated us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talked about a lot of different things, man. Yeah.
What a cool guy.
Good stuff, man. Yeah. Check out Hartenbower, man. One of the coolest guys on the independent scene right now. But right now, man, let's talk about this card coming this Saturday night, January the 8th, at the Moose Lodge in Sterling, Illinois. This card is called Speak to Me. And we got 7 matches here. Let me run by these here real quick. One of mine, AJ's favorites, Mr. Haven, is wrestling.
I love Mr. Haven.
The guy that just got destroyed by Russ Jones at AAW. He is wrestling a brighter future in wrestling, Coda Jacobs. That one is going to be a fun match. We got The System versus JJ Fowler. We got Rampage Santana versus Anakin. We got an 8-man gauntlet match for the Mr. Zawa title, which is going to be awesome, man. Chiron Everhart's in there. Wild, Bailey, Bucky Collins, Moondog, Dakota. Our boy Dakota could be walking out the Mr. Zawa champion. So that's going to be an awesome. Gauntlet matches are always cool too. They're kind of similar to the Rumble, except there's the pin involved. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So always cool to watch those, man. And then also the local favorite, Judd the Janitor, is wrestling the Wanderer. And then last two on the match, we got a #1 contenders title for the Zawa Ladies Championship. BB Ryan, who we just saw, AJ, down at Iron Spirit Pro, she is wrestling Blair Onyx that night. So that's going to be an awesome match there. And in the main event, as we just got to talking about with Hartenbower, he is putting up the Zawa Live Championship versus JJ Garrett. So get out to Sterling, Illinois. Check out that big card going on this weekend. It's called Speak to Me. And can't wait to see how that card all comes out here. So, all right, it's time to finish out the show. AJ, tell the peeps, the Marks masses, if you will, where can they get that Sit Down Marks podcast each and every week? Sucker. Sucker.
If you will. All right, ready? Please download and listen to the podcast at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Prime Music, Audible. There we go. I can read my own handwriting there for a second. SportzWire Online Radio, 6:15 Eastern Standard Time, right before the Thomas Bryce Show. And
the #1.
That was fast. Also, right here on the YouTubes, every Wednesday night around 5:30 o'clock. Central Standard Time. I love that I have to specify which time zone that we're in because we got listeners. And thank you so much. So yeah. And after all that, wherever you listen to those podcasts, leave us a nice review, you lovely, lovely nerds.
All right. Next week, UFC picks will be coming back. We got a card coming up, so we'll crank that back up next week. And on the horizon, boys, Brian Battle's in training. It is on. The Trayshawn Gore fight is happening. Looks February the 5th. Hang tight, boys. This is going to be a big one, man. All right, so Primo, talk to us, man. What's going on next week on the pod, man, when we come back for our second week of the month?
Well, next week when we come back for our second week of the month, Michael returns and we review the 2001.
I have no idea.
I think that was amazing.
That was awful.
Oh, that was great.
Michael returns and we review the 2001 Royal Rumble, talking all the latest wrestling as usual, and the Marks battle it out in Primo's music class.
Oh, which I got whooped in last time.
You got the floor mopped.
Yes, I did.
And promo school featuring AJ Lee's pipe bomb on Total Divas casts from 2013.
AJ Lee cut a pipe bomb type promo on the Total Divas cast from 2013. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, there it is. There's no question mark at the end.
There's no question mark at all. No. Yeah. Couple questions here for you guys on the way out, man. What do you guys think? Bigger story right now: Paige Danielson 2 on TBS tonight, or Brock Lesnar winning the WWE title? Which story is bigger right now? Pick one, AJ.
Brock winning a title. I mean, as much as AEW is a better product, WWE is still the reigning champ in the wrestling world. So, of course, Brock is the bigger news. I care more about the Bryan Danielson, Adam Page match. But it's Brock. Brock's the bigger news.
Primo?
I was actually surprised they said Brock. I thought I was gonna be alone in this.
No,
but
we're all three going.
But Brock, for sure. It's the shock. He wasn't supposed to be in this position. He is though, and also the fact that, like I said earlier, right now I'm hating the fact that I love him so much at the moment.
That damn wrestling, man. It just gets us. All right, boys, time to plant your flag. Which wrestler has the biggest 2022? No honorable mentions, no list. Pick one. Primo.
I think right on the heels of what we just spoke about, I think Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I want to say Punk, but I feel like there's just too much there for Danielson. Like, I think they got big plans for him because he is over without even really.
Yeah, because I think even if he doesn't win tonight, he's going to win the title this year, clearly.
Yeah, I agree. You guys got any notes here before we head out?
Suck it, Hulk Hogan.
I have a couple for you.
Yeah.
GCW, Scotty 2 Hottie just wrestled there last weekend. Also, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, announced for GCW in Chicago.
Fuck yeah, that brings me joy.
So that's kind of wild there. So yeah, go look on. You can go see some of the highlights of the match. Also, we talked about New Japan briefly earlier. Wrestle Kingdom's going on right now. I think it's like $20 each night on Fight TV. Shinjo is Okada, Ospreay is scheduled on there. But I watched a little bit today of clips, kind of putting the match together of Tanahashi and Kenta. And look pretty daggum sweet, man. So I'm going to have to check that one out later. So, Primo, anything here before we head out, buddy?
Too sweet?
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Get in there, Kurt.
Get in there, Kurt. All right.
So, I don't have anything. That was it.
That's it. All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Be safe out there. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We got a lot of plans for the pod this year. We appreciate you downloading and subscribing each and every week. Please tell that wrestling friend that you know to come check us out. We're trying to do things a little bit different here and entertain you. So want to thank you guys, each and every one, for downloading each and every week. Thank you guys. Thank you to Hartenbower for the interview. We really, really do appreciate it. And make sure you go check out Zawa Live this Saturday night. Sterling, Illinois. Be there. AJ, take us home, brother.
Grab them cakes.